And good evening, everyone. Looks like I just saw some helicopters flying over the
Yep.
T-Mobile Park. It looks like it is Salute to the
Salute
Army
to it.
night, if
Yep.
I am correct verbatim on that. So the first thing we want to do is pay our respects to our soldiers and men and women that have fought in the Army, gave their lives, and their sacrifices are not to be
Yeah.
wasted. So definitely appreciate every single one of you that have fought in the Army, including the ones that fought in the Korean War. Because if it weren't for you guys, I would be in Korea worshiping a dictator with a really bad haircut.
Absolutely, man. A big salute to our armed forces. Big shout out to the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi. I got nothing but love for my Marine Corps brethren. So interesting game tonight, man. Interesting game. The Mariners have a challenge on their hands, don't they? Right? Shota
They do.
Imanaga goes. Yep. Imanaga goes for the Cubs. He's had two very, very, very good starts. Has yet to give up a run. And judging by the Mariner lineup, the wise decisions by our fearless leader Scott Service, that number 9 spot tonight, that to me it looks like it's an 8-man lineup with the old National League rules where the pitcher would hit number 9. That's pretty much what tonight's lineup looks like.
Maybe Savala's role will be to maybe just step one in, maybe just step into it and take one for the team like Urias. But man, look at that lineup. And boy, do I feel for Emerson Hancock, although he does have to assert himself. But the lineup potential for run support isn't looking good because you got Dylan Moore. Now, granted, he's been okay, but then I would have liked Luke Raley to play or Dominic Canzone, even over Mitch Garver. Like, give him a day off because he's been meh.
Right. And that you brought up a very interesting name because we haven't seen Luke Raley a lot. And my question is what are you doing with him? What was the purpose of bringing a guy like Luke Raley only to sit him on the bench? There's multiple ways that you can get him into the lineup. In left field, give Dominic Canzone a day off. In right field, give Mitch Haniger a day off if you want to move him to the DH spot to give Garver a day off. Those three guys are still going to get 5 days worth of at bats in a six game schedule per week. And that's the thing is you got to give him at bats, even if you want to use him as a late game pinch hitter against a firing fastball righty. But he's not going to be able to do what you think he's capable to do, being absolutely cold, only getting 4 at bats per week. I have no idea what they're doing with Raley, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Scott's all about the whole matchup thing, but when you have a pitcher who hasn't even give up a run, I would say screw the matchup. Just put in your best possible performing players, even with the mismatches, because at that point, like, matchups don't matter if your hitters, if you're not using your best offense. Like, I wouldn't have used Urias or more. I would have used Rojas and like Canzone and or Raley in this situation.
Well, yeah, but who says that? Who says that you have to go righty lefty? Righty versus lefty, especially when guys like Canzone and Raley do have decent splits against lefties. I mean, I think Canzone has the same WRC plus against righties than he does lefties. So, tonight would have been an interesting night to get a little creative. But that being said, the issue, the challenge is there for the Mariner offense, and this is going to be something where you hope that you can scrape a couple runs early off of Imanaga, and give Hancock a little bit of an early breather. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. And Hancock, he has been struggling. Like he did struggle in his outing against Milwaukee, where that was pretty much, unfortunately, a lost game. Hopefully he can redeem himself, but he's going to have to do it against one of the top 5 offenses in Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs. And you've got more than half the lineup already with 2 home runs in the first 2 to 3 weeks of this season. So it's going to be a challenge for Emerson Hancock, considering that he doesn't have the best velocity that he once had in the minors. So he's got a huge task ahead of him.
Yeah, and I think and I hate to say it because I do like Emerson Hancock. I think he's a great guy. But he's not the same guy that the Mariners drafted out of the University of Georgia. He had a couple shoulder injuries there, which did have an effect on his velocity. some of his command and control. And here's the thing. I mean, he had a decent first start to his season, before getting absolutely shelled against the Brewers. But I will say this, that I think we're at this tipping point with Emerson Hancock because, last night in Tacoma, Dallas Keuchel had another good start. They do have Levi Stroud on the 40-man roster. And I just have this feeling, does Emerson Hancock have the stuff to be a consistent major league starter? I don't know. I don't think he's got the velocity or the command where you can shoot him out there every 5 days. And I think we're at the point where if he turns in another start as he had in Milwaukee, I think we're probably going to see the last of Emerson Hancock. He'll probably get sent down. So this is really a very big start for Emerson Hancock. If the Mariners have any faith in him of giving him another start past tonight.
Oh yeah, and unless he can accept a bullpen role, but even then, Scott Service and Dipoto and Hollander, they love guys with big arms. Unless you're Saucedo and Gabe Spire that can mix them up.
Yeah,
then
but actually that would be a pretty good role for Emerson Hancock, a middle relief role where you get an inning or two. Where you can actually put him in a position to actually succeed and use his best pitches in certain situations. That actually makes a lot of sense. And that would be something that if that's what you're going to do, then you send him down to Tacoma now and get him into Tacoma's bullpen and actually get him used to these type of situations. If that's the route you want to go, I actually don't think that would be that bad of an idea, because I think his at this point, and we're going to find out very quickly tonight. We're going to find out whether or not his future lies as a starting pitcher in the Mariner organization.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got James Shoddy. I think this is the first time we met, or James Hottie.
Yeah, James Hottie.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And also donate to this channel. Everyone who is here, donate to the channel, and let's make it happen. Let's make it let's make the goal 50. And here's the other thing. I know not everyone's heard it yet, but I'm trying something different. But if you guys can get me to 100, I'll give away a free hat, a Mariners hat of your choice.
Like this one?
Yeah, maybe something like that one. Of course, and the way to enter in that program is to direct message me through Instagram and or Twitter X in order to enter.
All I got to say is get off your damn wallet and donate to Rooftop Sports. I'll tell you what, man. He doesn't have to do these things. He doesn't have to show up every single day and do the play-by-play. This is dedication right here. So get off your damn wallet, donate, and don't be a fool. Just do it.
Yeah, don't be a fool. And to really see how my attendance has been this season, and don't take his comments too seriously. He's just a joke, but I am now 13 of 15 this season in Mariner game attendance. So I'm definitely happy to be covering these games. It's so much fun to do.
You know what? I do appreciate the guys that show up in your chat room. You know what I mean? Because, Zafori's back again with her alien talk or his, I don't know if that's a
greetings. We come in peace.
Yeah. Greetings, humans. Yeah, no, I do appreciate the consistency of your YouTube.
Yeah. And there's some that actually they actually mute the volume out of the TV and they use my voice in there.
That's respect right there.
That is. Yeah. Cause some people they want my voice because they don't want to hear scripted voice. Now, granted, I at least like Goldsmith and Rick Riz of the radio, but hey, man, don't show disrespect to Dave Sims. I at first, when Dave Sims first became a part of the Mariner broadcast, I didn't like him, but I'll tell you what, man, he eventually grew on me. Hey now, giddy up, baby. It's like giddy up, hey now, and I think that's all I've got. Goldsmith took me a while too.
Yeah. So, by the way, we're about ready for first pitch tonight. The Cubs lineup is Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Bellinger, Morel, Swanson, Bush, Nico Horner, Mike Totchman, and Miguel Amaya batting ninth versus everybody's favorite righty out of Georgia, Emerson
Hancock. And just to show you guys something, I have actually met Emerson Hancock. There's the picture. I met him while at Best Buy. It was really cool. I helped him with a tablet and a screen protector. He's a pretty cool guy.
Is that where you work at Best Buy?
In Issaquah, yeah.
There you go. I'll tell you what, man. That dude, you're rocking the Cobra Kai at work.
Well, I mean, I took off my Best Buy because I didn't want to exactly show that I'm all Best Buy, but I'm rocking it right now, Cobra Kai.
You know what? So I don't know if I like Cobra Kai, man. I'm more of a Miyagi-Do guy, but hey, what are you gonna do? I
like Johnny Lawrence Cobra Kai. John Kreese, I liked his, but Terry Silver's Cobra Kai was not Cobra Kai. That was like,
see, now, so that lets me know that you've gone deep into the Karate Kid.
Because I have. As much as I got into Star Wars. Except I would say that Cobra Kai did a better job with their story than Disney did. But we are getting ready for that first pitch. It's coming soon.
I've never gotten into Star Wars, not even when Disney took it over. I was more of a Star Trek guy.
Next Generation?
All of it. Actually, you know what was underrated? Was Star Trek Voyager. That was actually very underrated.
Here is the first pitch, and that is low for a ball. Is Voyager the one with Khan, or is that the Wrath of Khan?
That was the Wrath of Khan. Voyager was captained by Janeway.
And Ian Happ, he takes it for a ball. Yep. And, of course, we are underway. Here's the second pitch. And now here's a fly ball popped up. He got him jammed up. And that is Polanco who makes the catch. And that's probably something that maybe we'll see Hancock do. Maybe he'll pitch more in the inside.
Yep, he got we're talking about a foot inside the left-handed batter's box, jammed him a little bit. And that's what you want to see, early outs. And so far through one batter, I like what Hancock has been throwing so far.
And here is Suzuki batting .294 with 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that is right in there for a strike. And that actually topped out to 96 miles an hour. So that's a little bit encouraging to see it topping out.
That was a good pitch. Looked like a running 2-seam fastball in the outside part of the plate. Yeah.
And that is going to be inside for a ball. And that's going to be a 1-1 count.
Yep, and
I think last season, 20 home runs and 74 RBIs.
Good hitter.
And now here is the 1-1, and that is outside for a ball on a 95. Would like to see Hancock mix it up just a little bit, especially on this guy. And you're going to have to against the likes of Cody Bellinger, and you ain't messing with you, or you ain't messing with him well. Now here's the 2-1, and that is a strike right at the skin of the teeth.
And I think it's important for Hancock to attack hitters tonight, not be afraid to use his stuff, trust in it, and don't be afraid to pitch to contact because you have a defense behind you.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3, another fastball, and that's going to be 2 outs already. Emerson Hancock, as of now, off to a good start in just 7 pitches, already 2 outs.
Nice little fastball outside and induced a nice little swing and a miss there by Suzuki.
Let's keep it going. Now here's the pitch to Bellinger, and that is low for a ball. Maybe he's pitching a little bit away from him. Doesn't want to give him anything good right now. Hancock's velocity is actually looking pretty decent right now.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the 1-0 pitch, and that is a strike.
Yeah. So
that was an 87 mile an hour. He does consist of the slider, the sinker, and the changeup. I believe that may have been a sinker. They're showing Craig Counsell. Now here's the pitch, and that's a foul ball. Strike 2 already.
1 and 2.
I would like to say let's pitch inside of him. Make it go inside.
Yep,
not the outside.
Hands. Yep, in on the hands, and don't let Cody Bellinger get extended. Absolutely.
And now we're looking at the 1-2 pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And down goes Bellinger. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Emerson Hancock.
Yep.
We go to the bottom of the first. We've got the Mariners offense coming right up after this messages. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Yep, use that promo code if you want to go to tomorrow's Chicago game, or if you want to go for that Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead nights, 2 of them. One of them was reminiscent of the robbing of the home run from Albert Bell in 96. And the other one, I finally figured it out. It was robbing a home run off of Juan Gonzalez in 95 when they were on that insane run. So I figured it out.
I forgot about Juan Gon, man.
Junior robbed him twice. He did the same thing in 99. It was the very final game of the Kingdome. And as much as ugly they say the Kingdome was, it definitely was much more of a... I think it was more exciting to watch a baseball game there than T-Mobile. T-Mobile has all the appeal, baseball appeal. The Kingdome was more of a place for if it was like a real battle.
The thing with the Kingdome was that it was not a pitcher's park at all.
Hitter's paradise. It was.
Yeah. Anything up in the air carried. And so it was really imperative of the Mariners to have a pitching staff that induced a lot of ground balls, which they got. But it really was one of those. It really was one of those hitter's paradises. And yes, I do miss the Kingdome.
And here's Shota Imanaga, and now here's the pitch. And now here is a fly ball to center field, and Bellinger makes the catch, and we got one down. Imanaga. Now here is Julio Rodriguez, the hero from yesterday. He had a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded. We were actually criticizing him, like, "Hey, you got to step up," and thus he did.
Well, I mean, granted, he did have the RBI single, but he really went 1 for 4. So
he really did. But at least he did it when he needed to. And now here is the pitch to Julio. He's going for the bunt, and he pushes back and pulls back, and that is going to be a strike. Looks like they're going to try to go around him.
Yeah, that would, yeah. Or they're just going to, or he's going to continue to do what every other pitcher does is induce swing and misses.
And that's a foul ball. That was a good pitch to swing. He just could not get it right on that swing. And now we got an 0-2 count. Current homestand. Mariners have won their first of 3 games so far. And hopefully they can do well against not only the Cubs, but also the Reds, also a great team. And now here's the 0-2. Good eye. Didn't swing at it because we were usually expecting him to. And now we got a ball 1. Imanaga, 5 pitches in. We're looking at the 1-2. Julio hoping to do something. And now here is the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. 2-2. Good job working the count. And that was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
This would be a good situation for Julio to step into one.
The 2-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the second baseman. The throw to first, and it's in time.
What I meant to say was a ground ball to second base. That's what we need, is a ground ball to second base.
That's exactly what we need.
Julio.
Come on, Julio.
That was weak contact.
It really was. Looking at Imanaga's numbers, I think looks like he was mostly a relief pitcher, unless I'm looking at it wrong. Here's Ty France, and that is outside for a ball. Imanaga has one of the highest fastball usages for a 4-seam, just behind James Paxton, former Mariner.
Yep, and the thing about Imanaga is, he will throw it, but his best pitch is a split.
It is indeed the split. Last season, when he played in Japan, he was a 7-5 overall with a 2.66 ERA. Struck out 188 batters in 24 games. Here's the pitch. And that is a ball inside. That's pretty insane numbers. Pretty good numbers. 188 in 24 games.
Yeah.
And walked 24 batters total. And now we're looking at the 2-1 count for Imanaga. And here is the pitch. And Ty France fouls it, strike 2. But if anything's encouraging, at least it took at least a few pitches to get these outs, with the exception of J.P. Crawford.
I will say that that's insane. that you can have that many innings pitched without walking.
Pitch.
A lot of
Check
batters.
swing. He did not go, and that's going to be ball 3. Ty France is statistically the best hitter on this team so far with a 333 average. It's the only player with above 300. It's tough to beat that above 300 these days. And now we're looking at a 3-2. And now here is the 3-2. And that is strike 3 called. And France thought that was a walk. He disagreed. France is having a word with the umpire to be like, hey, come on, what was that all about? Umpire's doing some explaining. And that's going to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 is still 0-0.
Oh yeah, that may have been ball 4. Although, but again, anything 2-strike count, anything near the strike zone, you have to swing. I mean, that's the thing that that kind of stuff they teach you in Little League.
They do, yeah. I remember there was a time where even the manager said, even just take a pitch, like, hey, just take it.
Right.
Yeah, I learned a lot from baseball.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's in a 2-strike count, you want to shorten up your swing, but you also want to protect the plate as much as possible. You don't swing if that pitch is very, very outside. But that being said, anything near the plate, you swing. Quickly to Zafori in the chat room. Thank you very much.
And Daniel, Barry Sports Highlights. Thank you very much for the sub.
Yeah.
That will probably put me at, I'm pretty sure it puts me at 15-16. So I must got 2 people. So we're just it's all about the grind. And I know that, Steve, you're going to be part of it too. And tell me about the intro that I made for you that I used myself.
It's good. It's good. I took a look at that today, and I need to send a big thank you for that. It will appear on Sunday. I'm gonna be starting the Sunday special for Swinging for the Fences, which will be at 8:00 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and it'll conclude after the three game set with the Cubs will end. So I'm looking forward to that. We do the usual Tuesday afternoon show at 4:00 Eastern, 1 Pacific with my co-host Chris Swanson. And Sunday I'm gonna try to set up with some other YouTube personalities and just kind of share alike.
Now I wonder what looks like we got a play to third base. Urias, here's the throw to first, and it's in time. I was just distracted by the Japanese writing. I can't copy and paste it right now.
Is that Japanese?
That is Japanese. It's got, because it looks like we got some Imanaga fans right now.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
And you are welcome.
I can't recognize Japanese. I can't distinguish between Japanese and Chinese. And
he said, "Good luck, Imanaga," in Japanese. So he's an Imanaga fan. Here is the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. Dansby Swanson, one of the better players in the league. He used a long time of Atlanta, won the World Series with them, and signed a big contract. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike. We're looking at a 1-1 count.
I've always liked Dansby. He's always been an aggressive fastball hitter. He's not the best hitting shortstop in the league, but he's
now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And we got Dansby Swanson in first base. That was picked up by Dylan Moore playing left field.
That was a good pitch. That was a good pitch. It was a little slider that kind of hung up a little bit. Dansby went down and picked it up and just dumped it into left field.
And I saw that spin too. It was a good pitch. Yeah. And one of these days I'm going to start. I should probably watch some games of the 90s just to see what the spins looked like then. Hey, Sarah, how's it going?
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. And that is a strike.
Yeah, there was a lot of good pitchers that threw ungodly sliders and breaking stuff. You might want to check Pedro Martinez and Mike Mussina and Randy Johnson.
Definitely going to watch some Randy games to reminisce. Now here's the pitch, and that is a ball. And Sarah, are you also enjoying Northwest Sports Fanatics play-by-play? He's the other guy that does Mariners baseball as well.
Yeah.
Michael Bush, he's won at a 1-1 count so far. Hancock at 17 pitches. Now here's the pitch, and that is inside for a ball.
Yep, 2-1.
2-1 the count. Bush has a really good hard hit rate. He has a high one, 10% above the average.
And these are the situations where you want to throw something to induce a ground ball, get out of the inning as quick as you possibly can, instead of trying to break them in with fastballs.
And we're looking at the 2-2 count so far.
It's a good pitch.
And Hancock is ready, and here it is. And that is fouled away, and that's going to be still 2-2. Michael Bush, Hancock with 20 pitches. And now they're getting set and ready. And he's set. And now here is the pitch. And that is outside for a ball, 3-2. Quite a bit of pitches are being used on Michael Bush. We got a man on deck. That is going to be Horner. We're looking at a 3-2 full count for Bush. Now throw to first, and not in time.
Yep. And this is he has pitched to a full count, but this is where you don't want to get too cute. If anything, you want to,
go right after him. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, go right after him or pitch to contact.
And that is foul ball. And we'll try this again. Sarah, I appreciate that. I'm the new Mariners guy. I'll keep taking new ones as much as possible.
Okay, Valhalla Sports Talk. What's the meaning behind the Valhalla?
Oh my God, I just missed a base hit. And it looks like we got Dansby going to third base. And now we got runners on first and third. And that was fast. And now we got runners on first and third. And as soon as we said Hancock had a good 1-2-3, now the Cubs are all of a sudden putting men on base.
And this is what the Cubs do. I mean, Emerson Hancock is I wouldn't say predictably, but a fastball first type of pitcher. And I like the fact that he went after him. But that being said, it was a little too out over the plate for him. If you're going to go inside, go inside. But now runners around the corners, and this is not what you want in this situation.
Seattle Sports Zone, Jay Trident, he's just had a very unforgiving schedule, but hoping to make it next week. He is. And now here is the pitch, and that is fouled away. And I believe actually he's doing a members only channel, like a members only, not members only channel, members only show. So he is covering a game, I believe, but you have to be a member.
So it's like OnlyFans, little members only.
Members only. If you want to access his play-by-play.
that doesn't make sense to me.
He's got a lot of members. That's probably why. So he's paying.
So he's monetizing. It's not that. Thank you, Sarah.
Pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that is going to be caught by Julio. Tagging at third is Dansby Swanson. The throw to the plate cut off. And Cubs are on the board. Good catch by Julio. But now the Cubs have a 1-0 lead. Yeah.
A soft liner to center. Julio obviously was going to make that catch, but, runner on third, Dansby scores pretty easily. And, it could have been a lot worse right there. So, minimizing the damage there. Chicago does get on the board first. And this is where, if you want, Hancock to kind of buckle down and keep his focus in these situations so this thing doesn't get out of hand. And by the way, Zafori, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that to me. I already know the score. Tottenham got embarrassed. Tottenham got embarrassed today.
Been quite a season for them ever since they lost Harry Kane. And now we've got Mike Talkman.
I don't want to talk about Harry Kane either.
Here's the 1-0. And that is a ball, and Zavala, he kind of bobbled a little bit. I think maybe the guy on first base could have made some kind of a run. Zavala is supposed to be known for his defensive abilities, but isn't exactly showing it right now.
No, and again, the idea that Zebi Savala, there's a reason, he looks good defensively. He looks good on paper until you actually have him on your team. And then when you watch him, there's a reason why he's been DFA'd a few times already in his career.
And Urias has made the catch, and that is going to retire the side. But the Cubs, they have a 1-0 lead so far. Haniger, Polanco, and I believe Garver will be up to bat. Hopefully they can make some kind of a damage. Who knows? But we'll find out.
Yeah, they shouldn't. The Tottenham never should have got rid of Pochettino, though. That's fixing a problem that wasn't even broken. So they thought that Jose Mourinho would take them to the next level, and that was one of the worst things they possibly could have done.
Absolutely. It's pretty sad. Tottenham they usually have odd luck.
Looks like my stream went down.
Oh boy. Did it really? Because on my end it looks like it's still there.
Yeah, no, I use a streaming site, and usually there's no issues with it, but today it's just not good.
It looks like they're showing a nice airplane commercial. And Seattle Sports Zone, we have met before, but yeah, we missed Jay Trident. I'm gonna check up with him and see if he's actually doing his show. We should be up in just moments. That was the Alaska Airlines commercial. They were advertising that their seats are more spaced out and comfortable. I disagree because the last time I rode a plane, I was pretty much cramped up. Just like all these other planes are pretty much all cramping. Now here's Mitch Haniger, and that's going to be a strike, and that was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That looked like a meatball pitch. That could have been his pitch, but he decided to take it.
Yeah, and the thing about it is with a pitcher like Imanaga on the hill, that does throw fastballs predominantly. It might be in the Mariners to their benefit to be aggressive early and try to drive a few pitches.
You would think so. And now here is the 1-1, and that is a foul ball. And we saw Mitch Haniger trying to make that one happen. It was a good pitch to hit, but he just couldn't get on. And I think that's usually the spot where he usually does hit those home runs, especially going to the opposite side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
16 pitches for Imanaga so far. Haniger batting .261. And now here is the 1-2 pitch, and that is low for a ball. Good eye by Haniger. And now it's got a 2-2. Upcoming promotion. We've got Ken Griffey Jr. home run robbery, where he robbed a home run from Juan Gonzalez in 95 and a home run from Albert Bell in 96. And now we're looking at the 2-2 count. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to Dansby Swanson to throw to first. And it bobbles it. And now Haniger gets on first base. That is definitely going to be an error charge, but we will take it.
Nice. Absolutely. And that's, that is that hopefully that comes back to be a costly error.
We would like it to. Swanson had a very routine play, but it was either you can say it was just underthrown. It was underthrown, but the first baseman still should have got that. That was Bush who didn't make the play.
Yep. And
Vogelbach would have went through Vogelbach.
Yeah, and I think that's the you can say that maybe the throw was a little low, but it just looked like that was he didn't field that correctly.
Sarah, you like Aaron Judge and Mookie Betts. I mean, one of them's a big dude, so can't blame you.
Yeah, Mookie Betts.
Jack of all trades, he is.
That's the thing is like when you go to the Dodgers, you're just a front runner.
You're all other time. Now here's the 0-1 Dodgers. And a check swing. Did he go? He did not.
Don't get me wrong. The Dodgers are my National League team, but still.
Yeah, they are a team full of history.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at a 1-1.
Jackie Robinson.
Kirk Gibson. Here's the pitch. Now here's a fly ball foul.
Kirk Gibson. Oral Hershiser. That 88 season by Hershiser was
Tim Belcher.
Tim Belcher. Mike Scioscia. Steve
Scioscia.
Sachs.
Mike Piazza.
Yeah, Mike Piazza. Who is the other guy? Who is that longtime Dodger in the 90s that played first base?
Now here's the pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Now we've got runners on first and second with nobody out, but we have Mitch Garver up to the plate.
And you know what? With 2 on and nobody out, and Garver struggling a little bit, it might be beneficial for him to drop one down, put one down, advance the runners. They're not going. They're not going to ask him to drop a bunt, but still, it would probably be beneficial.
And now we're looking at Mitch Garver.
Yeah, there you go. Chang Choi says Eric Karros. That's exactly the name I was looking for.
That's what I was thinking. Now here is the pitch. Don't forget Eric Gagne. He was terrifying.
Raul Mondesi.
Don't forget Tommy Lasorda, the way he celebrated with his arms in the air after Kirk Gibson's home run with his belly flapping.
By the way, speaking of
one
Kirk
pitch
Gibson,
and fouled. Yeah, Kirk Gibson, yeah.
Yeah, he and I share the same birthday.
Woo! I don't think I share a birthday with anyone. I'm a March 4th birthday.
So I'm not surprised that Sarah knows Mookie Betts' birthday. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Neither. And now we are looking at the 0-2 count. Here it is. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Shocker.
Shocking. Yeah, and he's really struggling right now.
He really is.
And the thing about it is he actually hits lefties incredibly well, and you would think this might be the last night tonight would be a good matchup for him, and he's not even seeing the fastball. That's very troubling for Mitch.
And now here is Dylan Moore to the plate. And now here is the pitch.
Let's go, Dylan.
That is low for a ball. And you actually do like Dylan Moore in these situations. He actually does do pretty well with runners in scoring position.
Yep.
And even if he doesn't get a hit, he still at least advances the runners or do something weird.
And this is exactly why he's on the roster versus left-handed pitching. And here's it's also 1-0. Nice that he's been able to get off to a very good start. So, yeah. Hopefully Sarah in the chat room isn't like our friend Shauna.
Shauna.
With her obsession of Cade Marlowe.
And every other minor league baseball player.
Dude, she talked
the 1-1. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
After Zach DeLoach got traded, it was like a member of her family died.
But hey, we got.
I like Shauna though.
Like the passion for minor league baseball. We need more fans like that. Get those minor league baseball players paid more, if that's even possible. And now we are looking at the 1-2 pitch, and that is up high for a ball. I actually saw a video about a life of a minor leaguer. It's hell. It ain't fun.
I would imagine.
Unless
it's the
you're
bus
a first
leagues.
round pick.
Well, right, if you're a bonus baby, but I mean, it's the bus leagues though.
Yeah. And we're looking at a 2-2. And now here's the pitch. Foul ball.
I will say this, Sarah. If your friends think you can do it, and if you believe in yourself, you should definitely get into podcasting, radio sports broadcasting. Just do it.
Of course. And we're looking at 2-2.
That's why I got into it. Is I love the game of baseball. I've been in it and around it for 30 years.
And it's low for a 3-2 count. Dylan Moore is really fighting this guy really well. Like, I hate to say it, hot take, but even if he gets an out, at least we're putting work on him, Imanaga.
Yep.
31 pitches so far in the second inning, and now here is the 3-2 pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field. Does that have enough carry? Nope, but it went to the warning track, and that's going to at least advance Mitch Haniger. And now we got a runner on third base. Now,
good at bat. That was a very good at bat by Dylan.
I'm not going to be too angry about
and
that.
And you know what it is? He got a fastball right down the middle, and he just missed it.
Went under it. I saw the replay. It was just barely. If the bat was like at least a centimeter up, that's a home run.
Well, this is an encouraging inning. Even if the Mariners don't walk away with a run, it's nice to see them getting after Imanaga. And a lot of people thought this was going to be a lopsided start, and it looks like the Mariner offense is getting very good swings on them.
They really are. Now here's Luis Urias, and here is the pitch, and that is a foul ball, and he is really trying to go aggressively.
Yep. Let's go, Luis.
Luis Urias, batting 143. He got an RBI yesterday by being hit by the pitch.
Yep. Bases loaded. Took one right off the knee.
He did. He really did take one. And now we're looking at the 0-1 out of Imanaga. And now here's the pitch. And that is inside for a ball. And that's going to be a 1-1 count.
Yep.
If Luis can just put it anywhere in the gap, or at least make it something.
Yeah, and Imanaga now is at 33 pitches. We're only in the 12th.
Second inning. And now we're looking at, here's the pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Here comes Mechaniker, and the Mariners have tied the game.
Good response. Very good response. And this is exactly what, with 2 outs, with, runners in scoring position, 2 outs, the Mariners haven't been great at that. And he gets a pitch that's actually down in the zone outside, and he gets the club head out in front and just drops it right down the line for a double.
He really did. That was a really nice hit.
Yeah. Yep. That was actually big, man. Luis Urias has the ability to do these type of things. And that was a very big base hit in a very, very clutch situation right there.
And also, congratulations, Urias. You just caused the first run allowed in Imanaga's major league career. Yep. Now here's Zavala. As if Zavala takes more than 10 pitches to get out, that's a successful at bat.
Yep.
Let's do that. That's all he's got to do. Or you know what? Or just step into one. If your knees are made of iron, just step into it.
And that's the thing. I in this situation with Zebi, who has yet to get a base hit in 10 at bats. In this situation, the only thing you should be doing is looking fastball, and that's it. I mean, get one down the pipe and just put a good swing on it. And if you don't, take a walk.
And here is the 1-1, and that is fouled, and he's down to strike 2. He's trying to be just as aggressive. We're looking at, and he hasn't even walked either.
I know, and I really don't like Zebi Zavala on this team. He's every time he's in the lineup, it just feels like it's a punt. You're punting. You're punting a spot in the
1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. And because that wasn't above 10 pitches, that is a failed at bat. But Luis Urias responds for the Mariners, and now it is a 1-1 game.
This is the problem, right? This is the big problem. Had Cal Raleigh been in the game today, I know that they usually like to put Zavala in there on the 5th day to catch Emerson Hancock. But in this type of situation where you need a series win, you cannot afford to punt away even one spot in your lineup. And this is why we have Blake Hunt in Tacoma. I would much rather have Blake Hunt taking these at bats than Zebi Zavala. But hey Zafori, you need to stop. You just really need to stop. I know. But right now Tottenham is tied for 4th place with Aston Villa, and of course Tottenham has the edge on them after their 4-0 win at Villa Park. But you just need to stop.
Yeah, and I'll give everyone a 1-minute timeout by this ad.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And yep, if you want that upgrade for your exterior part of the house, because the real estate market is growing. So if you're a house flipper or someone that just wants to get the most dollar out of your selling, use Modern Exterior Solutions, Modern Rooftop for 20% off of your first. You actually could save money that way.
Yep. Tell you what,
here is the pitch.
Give him a call.
And now here is a fly ball, and that's going to be Mitch Haniger who makes the catch. And that's going to be out.
Yep. Good. You know what? I like that. Get the first out of the inning. And get back on a little bit of a roll. The second inning, even though he gave up one, it had the potential to get a little dicey. I like the way he worked out of it. And now it's time to get back to a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, absolutely. And now here's the pitch by Ian Happ, and that is a ball. And they were just showing the chart of that Mariners bullpen about their pitch uses. And hot take, the bullpen of this team is actually the strength of the team, as they are 8th in ERA in the major leagues. Here's the pitch.
Yep. Not bad.
And that is fouled. Not bad considering that you don't have Matt Brash and Gregory Santos, and they're still somewhat holding up.
And Matt Brash and Santos will be back by the end of April. So once those guys get back into the flow of things, that bullpen, that back four of Brash, Santos, Stanek, and Munoz is going to be lethal.
That's terrifying. Like if we thought the 2022 bullpen was good, hopefully 2024 will make you forget about 22. And I wasn't even the biggest fan of the 22 bullpen for some reason.
Yeah, I like, what's weird? I like the 2021 bullpen better than the 2022 bullpen.
And then here's a fly ball drilled to left field, and that is going to be gone. And that is a home run. And now the Cubs are up 2-1, and that was Suzuki. So we've got the
first
Japanese
pitch.
duo doing their
thing. It was a first pitch. It looked like it was maybe a sinker or a cutter right down, like right at the bottom of the zone. And of course, Suzuki's is not gonna miss that at all. That ball was crushed.
That was unfortunately just launched, and you saw Dylan Moore maybe trying to see if he can make a catch. Not even close. And Suzuki's a dangerous hitter, man, and you got to be careful. Although that pitch, that it didn't look like the location of that pitch was where Zavala wanted it. He wanted it down even more, and it just kind of hung. 0-1 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Hancock to toss to first, and that is in time. Aside from that home run, still a good outing by Emerson Hancock, but he did let one get away.
And the thing about it is that if Hancock, and this is what Hancock does, man. He'll go 5 or 5 1/3, and it's going to be in that little 3-run gap right there. So it's all about minimizing damage from this point on, and so far it's not bad. Outside of the solo shot in that inning.
Yeah, but aside from that, Hancock has been pitching well.
Emanification says that Imanaga is throwing middle as well, and he's absolutely right. Yeah, we should be able to hit him because he's most.
That's why the Mariners should have put their best possible lineup, so they could have maybe a better chance to feast on him. And I think the way that they're hitting, they should be scoring a few runs on this.
And you mentioned at the top of the broadcast that a guy like Luke Raley would have made sense, especially especially because Garver is struggling right now. It probably would have been an opportune time to give that guy a day off, and give some at bats for Raley. But this is exactly what it is. And a manification says that Garver is struggling a ton. His at bats are hard to watch. I agree. I 100% agree.
It is tough to watch. We just saw a guy that was one of the contributors for the World Series, third in RBIs in the playoffs, and now he's, I don't even know if he even has an RBI at this point.
Well, you also have to take in park factors into it. Globe Life Park down there it really is a hitter's park, and he was in a lineup that had an awful lot of protection. So he comes over to Seattle, and this is almost like the Teoscar situation from last year, where you come into a park that's not conducive to offense, and all of a sudden the responsibility of the offense kind of lies on your shoulders. So maybe maybe Garver's dealing with pressure of trying to produce instead of just, take it easy at the plate, free and easy at the plate. And,
1-0 pitch. Now here is a ground ball right to the third baseman, the throw to first, and that is in time. I really do think that Crawford could have legged that one out.
But here's the one thing that I like about Crawford. In his first at bat, he hit a good pitch, and he flew out to center on that one. He hit another good pitch, and actually actually had nice contact on that one. And that's a sign of a guy that's starting to come out of a slump. So I'm actually quite encouraged by these two at bats from JP.
Can only hope. And now we got Julio Rodriguez, who is over. Here is the pitch, and that is up high for a ball, and we are looking at a 1-0 count. Imanaga, that was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he has 42 pitches right now.
Yep. And if you're the Mariner offense, I mean, outs are outs, but if you
pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Dansby Swanson, the throw to first, and it is in time.
Yeah, you want to make him work a little bit, but so far through the top of the order.
Top of the order hasn't really done much, and that Jack in the Box ad is really driving me nuts. I think I'm gonna get popcorn chicken at some point, and it's a limited time thing too.
I miss Jack in the Box so much. What's funny is that Imanification said he'd rather have JD Martinez, not me. I actually like the idea of Justin
Turner.
Justin Turner. Yeah, I like that idea. That dude is a good contact hitter.
We got Ty France. He didn't get on first base. He suffered the 1-2-3. And now here's the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. 2-0. He is 2 for 5 in this series. He did very well yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. This would also be an opportune time for Ty France to get his first homer of the year.
It really would. And we're looking at a 2-0. He's ahead of the count. And now here is the pitch, and that is fouled. That was a good pitch to hit, but he just couldn't get on it.
Yep. Not squaring up the fastball. And and by the way, in 2021, 2022, he hits those high fastballs and drives them into the gap.
He really does. And now here is the 2-1 pitch, and that is inside for a ball. 3-1. And just by the third inning, by the way, or even going into the fourth inning, already at 90 views. I think I'm doing more than yesterday, it looks like, on this pace. So thank you. Shout out to all of those that are chiming in to the show. And we're looking at the 3-1. And now here's a ground ball right to Swanson, the throw to first. And that is in time. And that is going to unfortunately be a 1-2-3 inning. It is no runs, no hits, no man left. It is now 2-1.
Yeah. I will say this. I think we're only like a 10th of the way into the season. So I don't want to use the term, it's still early, but you know what though? I do trust in a few of these guys' ability to turn things around and actually start squaring up the ball and driving the ball. And just with Garver's history and his track record, I happen to think that Garver will eventually start to be a productive member of the lineup. Same thing with JP Crawford. I think a lot of fans trust Crawford because he's been around, but the one thing about Mitch Garver is even when he was in Minnesota and Texas, he still was a very good hitter, and I trust the guy to be able to turn things around.
Let's hope so. And also, while we are getting into the fourth inning, donate to Rooftop Sports. Donate to this channel. You got the QR code. You got the link for Venmo or the Super Chats as well.
Absolutely.
Do it however you would like.
Get off your wallet. Don't think about it.
Get off the wallet.
Yeah, get off your wallet and donate. I'll tell you what, you're not going to be disappointed. This dude's content is top notch.
Doing the best we possibly can, and along with other content creators out there, the ones I also collaborate with, J Trident Podcast, and also have collaborated with Couch GM, who is also he has close to 9,000 subs, and he is a great, fantastic video maker editor. I got to give him that.
Yep. And hopefully, hopefully I'll reach out to Jay and Couch GM and introduce myself, and maybe we can get some things going.
Let's do it. And now here is Hancock, 38 pitches. Now here's the pitch, and that is a ball. And this is Christopher Morel.
Yep. And we're now in the fourth, and I think he's pitched pretty decently at this point. 2 runs on only 3 hits, so it's he's so far keeping this team in the ball game, which is exactly what you want to see from Hancock.
And that is 1 out already. And look at that, we've got turn ahead the clock night on April 26th. I believe that's going to be Suarez's first game back now as a Diamondback. I wonder if they're actually going to wear the jerseys. Julio, in a turn ahead the clock jersey. That looks good on him
right there. They got the sleeveless turn ahead the clock night jersey. Turn the clock ahead. This was the same thing they did back in I believe it was
98 and 2018 as well.
Yep. And by the way, I love those colors, the black and red. I love those colors.
They won on both of them. And now here's the pitch. Yep. That is up high for a ball. Remember the turn ahead the clock 99, the red, the Butch Husky jersey where he crashed into the wall?
Yeah.
Off of Christian Guzman home run.
The cool thing about that, I remember when they did that, and they also brought in the Mariners used to have this commercial with the old guy Elmo Skippy Nordquist, who would come out and he came out from the wall in a DeLorean, almost like it was Back to the Future. The pregame festivities were great, but yeah, I remember just seeing Junior with the hat turned backwards and the futuristic uniforms. They're absolutely just gorgeous.
And we got a strikeout to Dansby Swanson, and we've got 2 down. Hancock, aside from the 2 runs given up, he has pitched very well. I think this could be his best outing so far.
Yeah, and there was the sinker right there. Good placement on it. It was a difference between Suzuki and Swanson. Look at the drop on that ball. Good spin. And this is exactly what you want to see from Emerson.
Got a check swing on Michael Busch. Did he go? Yes, he did. And this is top of the 4th. If Mariners can get out of this inning, it will be very encouraging.
Yep.
We're looking at the 0-1. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball.
I like the fact that... Go ahead.
It looks like, didn't Junior help plan out the original turn? Wouldn't be surprised.
Probably.
Here's the 1-1. And that is a strike.
I think he may have made the suggestions.
I mean, he is a guy of ideas, funny ideas, and he does have the funny commercials. Here's the 1-2, and now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio is there, and he makes the catch, and that is a 1-2-3 inning against Chicago. Yep. Emerson Hancock looking good so far.
It was a fastball down in the zone a little bit, and he popped it straight up. So I guess that's Busch Light.
Definitely. And speak of Ken Griffey Jr., what's your most favorite commercial out of him when he was with the Mariners?
A good Ken Griffey Jr. commercial. That's a good question. Right off the top of my head, I can't think of any. The only commercials that I can think of back in the day were the Jay Buhner, the sunlight off his dome.
Yeah,
and as he was blinding batters, the Edgar Martinez light bat, where he did with I think he did with Eagle Hardware and Garden back in the day, where he was on a lathe and he lathes the bat, and then it's like a lamp.
It's a light bat.
It's a light bat. As far as Junior goes, I can't. Right off the top of my head, I can't think.
There was a couple notable ones. There's one where an Oakland A's pitcher was seeing a shrink. He's like, I'm going to tell you what you see. I see Ken Griffey Jr. hitting a home run. Griffey ripping my curve for a double. It's Griffey.
I remember that one.
You just can't keep your head out of me, can you? And with that big smile.
Yeah, it's Junior. Still though, the best Mariner commercial by far in the history of Mariner commercials was Larry Fernandez.
I'm Larry Fernandez.
I know Felix. Yeah, Felix. I know he's a competitor, but man, come on. I'm not Felix. I'm Larry.
Nah, it's Doug Fister's turn.
Yeah, Fernandez.
That was a good one.
I
like the Griffey glued Ichiro's butt to the chair. That was the only highlight of 2010.
The other one was in 2001 when Ichiro first came over, and they were like, "Hey, Ichiro's got his name on the back of his jersey."
Cool idea.
And so they everybody had it, and then there was
here's a line drive, and that is a base hit to the not in the gap to left field. Mitch Haniger gets on base, and he contributes once again.
Yep, fastball, and it just ripped in there for a base hit. Good piece of hitting. Yeah, and then John Allroot and John Halama were vying
rock,
for
paper,
who's going to
scissors.
Yeah, Thaddeus.
It's my middle name. Come on,
Thaddeus.
John Halama was actually surprisingly okay-ish. He actually was one of the pitchers that held up against the Yankees in the 2000 ALCS.
Yeah, like to me, John Halama was just like Paul Abbott. He was a serviceable pitcher. By the way, John Halama is notable for throwing I think it was like the only PCL perfect game in like 50 years.
I heard about that. Yeah. And Tacoma when he was rehabbing in 01.
Yeah, he threw a perfecto down there, and that's actually kind of surprising. I don't think a perfect game has been pitched in the PCL since, and I think it had been 50 years, prior. So, yeah, that's notable for Mr. Halama.
Polanco is looking at a 1-1 so far. He has hit safely in 9 of the last 11 games. Now here's the pitch, and that is fly ball, more like a pop up. That ain't gonna go anywhere, and he makes the catch.
Well, hopefully the wind will push it. I'm just playing. Yeah. So I was actually at Game 4 of the 2000 ALCS. Roger Clemens versus
15 strikeouts.
Paul Abbott, and that would have been a perfect game had what's his ass the left fielder
Stan Javier.
No,
Ricky Henderson. No, he didn't play.
No,
Raleigh Banyas.
No, hold on.
Here is Mitch Garver up to the bat, and here is the pitch, and that was a nice curve for a strike. Mitch Garver was kind of arguing the call, but Mitch, you should probably worry about actually just getting on base rather than worrying about a call at a time because you haven't really contributed much. 2 RBIs and only a 154 average, not good. And now here's the 0-1. Now here's the line drive, and that is a base hit, and now we got runners on first and second with only 1 out. Mitch Garver.
Al
Martin, yeah.
Yeah, Al Martin. Yeah, so he hit the double like in the 6th. And then that was like my first time watching Roger Clemens live, and he was absolutely filthy. And I would have seen a perfect game had it not been for Al Martin.
I missed the perfect game in 2012 by 1 day. I went to the game before the Philip Humber perfect game against the Mariners. And now here's Dylan Moore up the plate.
Yeah, I remember that game.
That was embarrassing. Now here's the pitch. That is a ball.
By the way, Mitch Garver, it was nice to see Mitch Garver get a high fastball and connect. That was a good piece of hitting by Garver.
It really was. Dylan Moore with 105 WRC plus. He's above the average. So and that was last season. So even with his injuries, he was still okay. Mm-hmm. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike.
Yeah, last year wasn't ideal for Dylan. He was battling injuries pretty much all season long. When he came back, he just wasn't effective. It's nice to see. It's nice to see him healthy and contributing. And this would be a very good opportune time for Dylan to hit a double into the gap. His first at bat, he got a very good fastball and nearly drove it out.
And he had a good pitch on him. He just couldn't get the barrel on it, and that is going to be strike 2. At this point, maybe I think they should have just bunted this one with some decent speed out of Dylan Moore. Like, why not bunt?
Yeah, not with one out. You like if it was runner on first and second with nobody out, I would understand that. But in this situation with one out, you don't want to put runners in scoring position with two outs. You
I
want to
guess
keep
so.
that extra. Yeah, you want to keep that extra out in your back pocket.
And we got a 2-2 count for Dylan Moore. Imanaga with 58 pitches. He is getting taxed, which is really good, which is what we need to see.
Yeah.
And now here is the 2-2 pitch. And that is outside for ball 3. If that was Angel Hernandez, he would have called that a strike. Angel Hernandez is an embarrassment to umpiring. He called an Astros game, so that worked in our favor.
Oh, are you talking about the Ranger Astro game, playoff game where he called 3 straight strikes on sweepers that were literally like a foot outside in the zone? Yeah. That was terrible.
And now we're looking at a 3-2 count. Sometimes I feel like he's trolling for attention. I mean, you have to troll that hard to do something like that.
Like, you know what? Like Jim Joyce was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
Now,
he wasn't Angel Hernandez bad.
Here it is. And that is popped up and fouled. He is really working the count. This is the second straight time Dylan Moore has been putting work against Imanaga. And was Jim Joyce the one with the perfect game fail?
Yes.
Oh, and then he teared up the next day because he said he regretted it.
Yeah, and because he was out by a foot. Why is Angel Hernandez still allowed to be an umpire? Because
3-2 pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field and marine layer warning track. And Mitch Haniger has to stay this time. And he would have been nailed if he ran that.
And again, a fastball that he hit very deep. Just got under it. But still, I thought that was another good at bat for Dylan Moore. Just didn't get the outcome he wanted.
If it was the Kingdom, that's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like upper deck gone.
if it was in Boston, it probably would have gone too. But here's Luis Urias, who got the big knock last time up with the double.
And he did it with 2 outs too. And now here's the pitch.
Absolutely.
And a failed frame job, and that is going to be a 1-0 count. Luis Urias now raised his batting average to 182. He has actually somewhat met expectations-ish. Not terrible, but not great either. Not good. Here's the pitch, and that was a strike, and I think that was his pitch to swing because he could have gotten a big barrel on that one. Could have gone to the right side. And we're looking at a 1-1 count. Urias is 1 for 3 in the series. Got an RBI 2 days in a row.
Yeah, and you're starting to see some of these guys.
And now here's a fly ball to Cody Bellinger, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-1, Chicago. And let me take a breather. If it even plays. Oh, technical difficulties. All right, here we go. Since 2022, I have been growing this YouTube channel, and I just want to say thank you very much for being part of the growth and for the future. I now have memberships to offer for you. I got 2 different ones. I got Rooftop Fans and Rooftop Super Fans. For Rooftop Fans, which is $1.99 per month, you'll get loyalty badges to give you priorities for responses to comments, and you will even have access to special emojis that I made myself. As for Rooftop Super Fans, which is $4.99 per month, you will not only get the benefits of Rooftop Fans, you will also get priority to future videos, including nostalgic videos. So go ahead and check out my membership, and thank you for your support. Yep, thank you for your support.
Special emojis. I
love it.
Special
emojis, yeah. And like actual emojis, and I think I do have it here to preview. Here they are. This is when Mariners lose.
Okay.
Or losing. So someone could use that. Or if they win, I'm like happy. Like, oh my God, they won.
Okay. I like it. I like it, man.
Maybe I'll make some more in the future. I probably should, obviously.
I think answering a question to Zavori in the chat, I think the reason why Angel Hernandez is still allowed to be an umpire is because he probably does have the respect of his other umpires, and of course, umpires are graded by Major League Baseball, and I still think that he still grades high to a point where Major League Baseball still wants him as an umpire. Although I wouldn't have him calling playoff games, but that's just me.
And now that is inside for a ball. I don't think we've ever seen an Angel Hernandez Mariners game yet. Definitely not this season yet, because I would have known by now, considering I've done 12 of 14 games. Here's the pitch. Right. And here is a ground ball right to Polanco. The throw to first, and it's in time. And good to see Emerson Hancock getting at least the quick outs.
Yep, ground ball out right there to start the inning. And I think this is now the third straight inning where he got the first out right away. So this is exactly what you want to see. His pitch count is still very good, and so if he can get through the fifth, we'll probably see him extend a little bit into the sixth and maybe even the seventh.
Yeah, if we can get an outing like that, that'd be great, because we got to save that bullpen, especially we don't have a day off for the next series. And now here is Talkman. He is 190 right now. Here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
This is what I like to see, considering that this may have been a start by start cases for Emerson Hancock, and he got into a trouble a little bit, but it hasn't been crippling. And this is, when you needed him to step up, this is exactly what you wanted to see.
And we got a 1-2 count. 53 pitches for Hancock so far, and is already on a 1-2. Very efficient pitching so far by Hancock. And now here is the 1-2. And now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And we've got a man on first base. And as much as my 10 years younger self would have been like, come on, Dylan Moore, you should have dove for that. But now that I'm a little bit older and maybe wiser, I'm like, oh, yeah, you got to let that drop sometimes.
Yeah, it's always a case by case basis when you want to try to make those plays. But when you look at where the defensive positioning was in the outfield, probably to a point where Dylan probably had a run in, and
just wasn't there.
You don't want to let the ball get behind you. So,
which I've let that happen before in softball. It is the number one most embarrassing thing I'll ever do. I ever did. And then here's the 1-0. And here is a ground ball right to Crawford. The throw to second, the throw to first, and it's in time for a double play.
Boom!
Get out of this inning.
Big out. And that's what I'm talking about. Pitching to contact, pitching to the ground ball. And that was exactly what you want to see in that inning. Get out of the inning, give it right back to the offense. Very good pitch there by Emerson.
Man, Jack in the Box is killing me with those commercials. They are literally provoking me.
You know what? At least you can go to a Jack in the Box. At least you have that as an option. Here in Michigan, we don't have the Jack in the Box. And let me tell you, it's killing me that I can't go get a Jumbo Jack, because every single time that I fly back to Seattle, the very first thing that I do on the way to the hotel, Jack in the Box.
Hey, at least, I'd rather have your situation, because I know at least I won't be tempted to get one, because I do have Jack in the Box, like literally not so far away.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta get the Jumbo Jack and the two tacos. That's all.
I'm getting the popcorn chicken. That's all I need.
Well,
popcorn,
if you're gonna go that
chicken and a milkshake.
Oh yeah, their milkshakes are delicious. But that's the thing, though. If you want the popcorn chicken, man, you got to do the KFC or the Popeyes, man.
Oh no KFC.
Or you just go Chick-fil-A.
I don't like Chick-fil-A that much. I tried it and I was like,
See,
Popeyes best.
If you gotta do Chick-fil-A, you do the spicy, or you do the chicken strips or the nuggets, because those are actually pretty good. It's like the original chicken sandwich without anything on it is straight up dry and bland.
Would you like to guess which fast food place I go first when I'm in California, the second I land, or at least when I land.
In and Out.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I'm waiting, and I'm gonna definitely go to the one in Vancouver when it's open.
Yeah, no, I heard they're opening one in Washington. Yeah,
near Vancouver. And here is Sebi Savala. Here's the pitch, and he actually took it for a ball. If he can get a walk, that's like that would be very YouTube short worthy. He got a walk.
I actually would like to see him get a base hit right here. Now, remember last year, he didn't have the batting average or the OBP, but he did knock out 7 last year. So it's not like he can't hit. It's just far and few in between.
Yeah, it's just in the head. And also, I want to announce as well that I told this guy named Steve, Mariner Steve on Twitter X. Hold on. Here is the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a strike. I told him that if he hits a home run, Sebi Savala hits a home run in this game, I owe him $10.
Well,
I pinned it on my Twitter to hold myself accountable. I messaged him like, "Hey, bother me if it does happen."
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's the one with the George Kirby pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
He's like 10,000 followers. I'm like, with that amount of follower base, if you've got the camera confidence, definitely take advantage of that.
There's a Mariners Twitter guy who is not exactly the friendliest guy in the world. I can't think of his name right now.
Mariners Muse?
No. I'm not a big fan of Mariner Muse.
I'm not a big fan of everyone, and not most anyway. Now here is the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Savala. But at least it took more than 5 pitches to do it.
Aren't you a Ty Dane Gonzalez guy?
Oh yeah, we're like best. We're like buds.
I know.
We have so much chemistry, man.
I know, man. Him and Cody Patnode. By the way, I've seen their YouTube. I've seen their YouTube broadcasts, and I don't mind Ty Dane Gonzalez in his approach to his work, but I'm not a big Cody Patnode guy. That dude seems like he's kind of an egomaniac.
Now here's a ground ball, and that could be a long way. And Crawford is safe, and that is an infield single.
There you go. JP, JP, just a little looper. It was deep in the hole, and and that's.
If you think about it, it's the locked on thing, which I think they're more tied to Major League Baseball. They're like they basically have to go through like they got
but I think
kind of thing.
But I think Cody is from the area, from the Puget Sound area. I'm just not a fan of that style of of being just like I'm right, you're wrong type of thing. But
here's a pitch, and here's a pop up, and that is not going to get it done. And that's going to be an out.
Getting back to JP though, I thought he's had two good at bats that he put a good bat on the ball, but that one you like to see him get on base. But with Julio, that was.
Ooh, look at that! Look at the viaduct, or if someone just like.
Ooh,
it is that they're okay.
Yeah, well, the car's on fire there, so hopefully everybody comes out okay.
I just hope it's not an electric car too, because I know those things can catch on fire if you're not careful.
Yeah, in the chat room, Riley Perron says that I feel like Hancock is a few pitch locations away from being a good starting pitcher. I will say that for Hancock, it's all about location. It's all about command and location.
To pitch, yeah,
and because he's not going to overpower you with a fastball, but he can be effective.
Here is a fly ball, and that is going to be caught, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We go to the top of the 6th. This game is breezing, but the Cubs are leading 2-1.
That's close. And I think with Hancock, it's all about location. If he can locate the sinker and the slider, that makes his fastball even that much more impressive. So yeah, I think if he can consistently do that, it's a different story. That's been his problem so far this year is his command and location.
He does have the stuff. Like the stuff is there, no question. But yeah,
I mean, he can touch 96, no doubt.
But going back to Locked On, like I actually tried to listen to them, like just to like get ideas, and I mean, no hard feelings, but I just couldn't stay with it. At least with Mojo, who I also don't really have much of a relationship with them. At least they kept it entertaining. And
Yeah,
listening.
I like those guys at Mojo. I'm not a see the thing about with Mariner blog the Mariner blogosphere. I never liked Lookout Landing. I thought those guys were just pompous dicks. The cool kids. You know what I mean? And it's just like they used to talk a lot of what. And I just never appreciated them. But the Soto Mojo guys.
Which one?
The
one with Colton and Joe?
I don't know. But I'll say this that their articles on Soto Mojo are entertaining, and I only caught their podcast like maybe twice.
Soto Mojo, that's right. I think they just started their YouTube channel, so it looks like they've been blogging more, so that's what they're just getting into it. Mariners Mojo is the most popular, statistically the most popular.
Okay.
Mariners Mojo is the one with all the videos and podcasts and everything.
Oh,
and they were like the first Mariner dedicated YouTuber to get their name out there.
I got you now. I got you.
And that is a foul ball. And we're looking at an 0-1. And this is going to be Ian Happ. They're back at the top of the lineup. 57 pitches in for Hancock. He has pitched very well so far. Here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah.
And this game really has been breezing.
It really has. And you have to be impressed with what Emerson has been able to do.
The 1-1. And that's going to be a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, to a manification, some guys in our lineup have a problem with hitting the fastball. Cal Raleigh comes to mind, who is a better off-speed hitter than he is a fastball guy. And Julio traditionally is a good fastball hitter tonight, and as you've seen so far this season, he just hasn't been. So again, I think that's going to clear up as we get into the season.
Tyson Miller being shown in the bullpen.
Yep.
And now we're looking at the 2-2 count.
This is probably going to be. I was going to say this is probably going to be Hancock's last inning.
Even with 61 pitches?
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the 2-2 count. And he's going to miss it. And that's going to be a 3-2.
Yep.
Do you think Service is actually going to really manage 62? I mean, he has done it. There's no question he's done it. He did it to Easton McGee.
He's not going to let.
Now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio makes a leaping catch. Didn't look necessary, but he did. We got one down.
Yeah, they're not going to let. They're not going to let Emerson go through the lineup a third time. So, that kind of was unnecessary, wasn't it? The leaping catch.
It was just mistimed. I've done that before. I know how that feels. First, you're thrilled that you caught it, but then it was was it really that necessary? And now we're looking at Suzuki. He hit the home run, and that's swing and a miss.
And Zafori says 72% fastballs with Seattle means this game shouldn't be close. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, Mariners should be winning this game with all those fastballs.
Yeah.
0-1 and fouled away. 0-2.
But alas, it's the Mariner offense.
Yeah, that's going to be the blame of the game if they lose. But we still got innings to go. So it's not completely the end. We're looking at the 0-2. I'm
still wondering what Zebby Savala is doing on this roster.
But who else are you going to... who's
Blake Hunt.
Is he in the minors?
Yeah, he's in Tacoma, and he came from Tampa Bay. I think he was Tampa's... I want to say he was Tampa's backup last year.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And another strikeout for Emerson Hancock. That is strikeout number 4. He is pitching fantastic. Yeah, that Sebi Savala trade, he's really making that Suarez trade look a lot worse because the other asset they got was Carlos Vargas, but he was very erratic during spring training. just to get Mitch Garver, really. And that is outside for a ball. And some fans believed out there that, including Marine Layer Podcast, they thought all these moves was to clear up for Shohei Ohtani, which unfortunately wasn't the case. Now here's the 1-0, and that is a foul ball, strike one. We're looking at the 1-1 count so far.
Yeah, and Blake is on the 40 man, so it wouldn't be exactly that hard.
And here's a ground ball right to Ty France, and the toss to first, and that is not in time as Hancock could not hang on to it. I knew that was cutting it close, but now we got a man on first base. He used to play backup for the White Sox for a while. Yeah. It's almost like Mariners just should have signed Tom Murphy, because Tom Murphy would have been nice to keep.
Yeah, I think Tom Murphy was asking for years and a little bit more money, to the point where it was going to be conceivable that he was going to be asking for starter money, but it's an issue of the Mariners didn't want to pay him.
And now Blake Hunt, he is struggling. He's got no home runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks, batting .238, .273. So I don't know if he's really going to be much of an option either. I mean, the only other popular option is Harry Ford, but you don't want to rush a guy who's barely cracked 20. I don't even know if he even is 20 yet. And now here is Christopher Morel. Here is the pitch, and that is a ball. I mean, we're not going to call up Harry Ford right now. That'd be insane.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's not even close. Last year he was in the Tampa Bay organization, Double A and Triple A. Triple A, he had 263 with a 317 OBP, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, and about 126 plate appearances. So yeah, I mean, at this point, anything that I actually like the idea of Blake Hunt, and of course he's only going to get 1 start per week, and his even his offense is going to be better than the nothing that Zebi Savala gives you.
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a magnification is correct. Yeah. Hancock's velocity is starting to dip. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I would think that this is going to be it.
This could be it. And now looking at a pop fly to Polanco, or that'd be Crawford, and that will retire the side. 75 pitches for Hancock. Yep. And you know what? I hate to say it too, but yeah, it looks like they are going to pull him, because if that velocity is going down.
Yep. And this is about right. 5-6 innings, and you have to tip your cap to him, because against this Chicago offense that can hit in bunches, to be able to keep him at 2 through 6, this was a very good start for him.
It's very encouraging. It's something we wanted to see, because we were concerned. Like, we were expecting it to be a lopsided game, but now it's a very close game, and Emerson has a lot to do with that, keeping it close.
Yeah. And now they're handing it off to the Mariner bullpen. Looks like it's going to be Tyson Miller to start. So this is now Chicago's got to deal with the strength of our team, which is our bullpen. So if the Mariners can get across a couple runs here in this inning, this is actually going to look good.
Yep, and they're all saying it. Quality start by Emerson. You couldn't ask anything more of him other than tweaking that location, but it was that one bad pitch that got away, which hopefully he can still keep that working. And they're showing. That's the second Rock commercial I've seen.
And I'll say, outside of the home run to Suzuki, I actually think his location was pretty solid tonight,
especially against a top 5 offense. So that's got to be very encouraging.
Oh, for sure. Take that, Colby Patnode. Colby Patnode literally talks about him like he's Chris Flexen, and it's like, well, no, not really.
I think they get a pretty decent salary too if they're locked on, and they got hired for that, so they have a they have a good job.
Sure,
and good for them that they got the hiring, but hey, they're in that spotlight. Now here is the pitch, and that is low for a ball.
Yeah, amanification again is right. He can see it if Imanaga was actually dealing. He isn't. He's had terrible location for the most part, and that's correct. And the Mariners just haven't been able to take advantage.
And here is the pitch, and that is a foul ball. And there was like some pitches where Imanaga's like, here you go.
Yeah, yeah. And he was lucky that
Dylan Moore.
Dylan Moore didn't go yard on him.
And he
And
should have.
And these are the type of things where Julio should go yard on him. Haniger should go yard on him. He's had pitches literally right, middle,
right in the middle.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to take advantage. So,
Twins are 4th place in the Central. Color me surprised. Now here is the 1-2 pitch, and that is fouled. And Imanaga, let's take a look at his pitch count right now. It's probably getting close to the 80s, if not maybe 90. 79 pitches.
79, yeah.
Arkansas just won 3-2. And looking at Harry Ford's numbers, he is not off to a good start. So less of a reason to call him up right now, considering that he just ended an A+ last year with the Everett Aqua Sox. And that was actually a fun team to watch. You had Harry Ford and Cole Young.
Yep.
And Gabriel Gonzalez.
Yeah, and now they're up in Arkansas, and good for them. They should be in Arkansas, which means they're literally one step away from the majors. Top prospects don't go to AAA.
Yeah, that's where the rejects go. Rejects are the rehabbers.
I wouldn't even say that because Bliss is there. Bliss is there, Marlowe's there. Tacoma has a nice roster this year as well too. So, what I will say is, guys, very good prospects that are better than AA, but right now they're being blocked at the major league level, so they're getting at bats.
3-2 pitch, and that is ball 4. And Mitch Haniger, for the 3rd straight time, has found a way to get on first base. And Mitch, this is doing this just for you.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Yeah, this is encouraging because now the leadoff hitter is on. And this is this is what you like to see, the start of something nice. And now hopefully Polanco can take advantage.
Let's hope so. And looks like they're having a conference at the mound right now. Imanaga, along with the interpreter. I wonder if the interpreter is taking advice from the other interpreter's mistakes to not do those things.
I'm wondering if his interpreter is spending $18 million on bets. And then acting like Imanaga had nothing to do with it.
Ugh, man, gambling, sports gambling is such a very dark path to take.
Yeah, well, but it's different though. This is not the Pete Rose era where baseball players or managers don't make are making a questionable salary. These guys are multi-millionaires and can pay off their debts like that.
Easily. Yeah.
But still, though, you don't want to get roped into that.
A very random fact or random theory is, as Polanco takes it for a ball, and I'll say in just a moment, and now here is a 1-0 pitch. So the whole Billie Jean King possibly had gambling involved, where Bobby Riggs actually bet against himself. Hence why he may have thrown the match, and for publicity stunt reasons too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
What? That's a ball.
Billy. So you're saying that Billie Jean King had gambling problems, huh?
No, it was Bobby Riggs.
Yeah, that I can see.
Billie Jean obviously not, but Bobby Riggs, I think he may have hired some third party to quote represent him, and so they bet all this money. And here's the pitch. And that is ball 4. Take your base, and Imanaga is struggling. I think this may.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
That sounds about right. Maybe he took a dive for the cash. But now, the Mariners have the first 2 runners on, and this is going to hopefully this pays off.
But we got Mitch Garver, and that's the same problem we're facing. We got men on first and second each time when Mitch is up, and then Garver just.
Well, last at bat, Garber roped a high fastball for a base hit. So in this situation with the struggling Imanaga, that's exactly right.
This is the opportunity to take advantage. Don't wait until he's gone
Totally.
because you don't want to deal with bullpen arms when they're more fresh. You want to do
Yeah,
it like when this is the sweet spot to take advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And now
do
here's
need
the
some
0-1. And that was a meatball pitch right there. And that's strike
Yeah.
two. Like
Yeah.
literally, Imanaga's like, here, take it. He was literally performing kamikaze on himself.
Yeah, and that's that's unfortunate too because you have those it was the first two pitches that were literally middle, and it's unfortunate. And now you're in an 0-2 hole where you just might see the sink right here.
And that is a 1-2, and it looks like it was the sink. So you were right, but at least Mitch didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be 4-2. You're not wrong, Riley.
You're not wrong.
And now here is and that's a time called. Just to think that, I hate to say it, when we were saying the 2023 offense was but I think they'd be leading this game right now if we had the 23 offense.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
You don't.
Because I'll tell you what. You know who the king of striking out with runners in scoring position was last year.
And now here's a ground ball, and that is fielded by the third baseman to throw to first, and it's in time, which is basically a glorified sacrifice bunt. So at least they made him work.
Yeah.
And we got runners on second and third. You cannot screw this up. And you were saying?
Yeah, no, I said, you know who the king of striking out with runners in scoring position was last year? The rally killer. Him and
Eugenio Suarez.
There you go.
I mean, at least Eugenio got close to 100 RBI. So the lesser of two evils was easily Suarez. But Teoscar's the one guy I don't miss. And I don't care how he's doing with the Dodgers. Like, I really don't. Because he wouldn't have done it in Seattle. And there goes Imanaga, and they have seen enough. And that, I mean, as much as Garver advanced the runners, I think that was the prime opportunity to do something.
I'll say this, right? Chicago's bullpen has, they have guys that throw a lot of strikes, but, obviously when you're throwing a lot of strikes, you're also throwing a lot of hittable pitches. So this is going to be the inning to at least tie it. Ground ball to second base brings in a run. Sacrifice flies brings in a run. So, with two ducks on the pond here, with only one out, there's no excuse why we can't at least tie it.
We got Dylan Moore up to the plate, and you can, for the most part, trust Dylan Moore to at least do a sacrifice anything. But considering how the offense is right now, like, I'm perfectly fine doing a bunt unless or I could use another Dylan Moore big fly ball to the warning track, or maybe a third time the charm.
Yeah, the only thing that cannot happen in this situation is a strikeout. Absolutely cannot have that. That would, I know I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chats, and what I will say in this situation, that anything but a strikeout is going to score a run, and that would just be absolutely heartbreaking if we saw a strikeout in this situation.
And it looks like, interesting fact about this pitcher coming in, we've got Mark Leiter Jr., who is the son of Mark Leiter, who is also with the Mariners, and the uncle of Al Leiter.
Al Leiter, the Leiter family. Is Raley coming in for more? Probably not.
Not in this situation, because he does have some clutch factor in him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would like to see Raley, but I highly doubt that we'll see Luke Raley.
Looking at Mark Leiter's numbers, Mark Leiter was with the Mariners in '99, but he suffered a horrible injury that pretty much ended his career.
If anything, we'd probably see Dom Canzone.
And we got Dylan Moore. They're going to stay with him. We got a righty in.
Moore,
Now here's the pitch, and that is a ball. Then I would wonder what they're going to do with Luis Urias. I wonder if they're going to bring in like Josh Rojas, unless Urias is a hot hand right now.
Well, I will say that, Scott likes to play the matchups. He likes to go lefty, righty, righty, lefty, but, made the decision to stick with Dylan in this situation. And and right now he's ahead in the count.
So far, we're looking at a 2-0 count. Moore is batting 167, would like to get that up. And now here is the pitch, and that is a strike.
Good question, Riley. Why is Raley on the roster if they never play him? That's a very good question.
It's very interesting because we thought he was going to have a more full-time role, or at least be platooning with either Canzone or platooning with Mitch Haniger. Here's the 2-1. Now here's a wild pitch, and that gets away, but that's not going to go anywhere. Not enough to score, especially with Haniger's feet.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I mean, he was originally slated to be the starting left fielder, and then he had himself one of the worst springs that I've seen. But that being said, it is what it is. Dom played his way into a starting role in left field, but in this situation where you need runs, I would probably have thought it would have been Dom Canzone coming off the bench.
Now here's 3-1 and a swing and a miss, strike 2, and this is where it could get really dangerous. You got Dylan Moore up. You got Dylan Moore, who is on a 3-2. You got Luis Urias on deck, but then after that, you got Sebi Zavala. So you got to get anything playable to make it happen.
Right. And
now here's the 3-2. And now here's a line drive, and that is caught by the third baseman. That looked really good. Had a nice exit velo, but that is going to be 2 outs.
Yep, right at him.
Morrow didn't even have to leap for that. Let's see if the replay disagrees with me.
Well, yeah, that was
No, he had to leap for that. That actually nearly left his glove too. But now we got Luis Urias, and he has been at least somewhat useful for this game. I mean, he did get the RBI in, but they got to get something in, or else you're going to have Sebi Zavala. And looks like we got a pitching change, or maybe a pitching coach. No, they're just having a conversation. They're just saying, hey, it's just Luis Urias. You're good. Relax.
Yeah. What do you mean, TK, the way that France has been playing?
Few opportunities for Rayleigh at first base with the way
France is,
I guess,
the best hitter.
I mean, I think he's trying to say because France is playing so well, they don't feel the need to platoon him.
So they're taking Urias. So Urias is coming out for Canzone.
I guess so. So that's means then who you're going to put in for?
So what they'll probably do is they'll probably put Rojas at third,
and then Dylan Moore is going to be gone.
And then they'll move Canzone to left, and then Rojas will play third.
That's right. Because why waste the roster? Why waste the player? Why runs leads the team.
Yeah.
Now here is the 1-0 pitch, and that is low for a ball. And we both agreed that Canzone should have gotten the start over Dylan Moore. As great as Dylan Moore, or at least as okay as Dylan Moore was, he did get those balls out in the warning track. It didn't translate to runs, and I think Canzone would have been a better fit in the situation.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's I was saying at the top of the order that last year his WRC plus versus righties was the exact same as it was versus lefties. So it's not like he's immune to hitting versus lefties. I would have liked.
We got a 3-0 pitch, and given that Zavala's on deck, I'm going to say green light. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike. And I'd say that was a green light right there.
Probably.
Emancipacation said Cubs would be smart just to walk him, unless they put in Cal Raleigh, maybe.
No, they're not going to do that.
And now we're looking at the 3-1.
You're going to see.
And now here's the pitch, and that is popped up, and that's not going to get it done. He is there. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. And because of that, I'm going to the bathroom in anger.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Yeah, that I gotta say that was a misstep by Scott Service, allowing Dylan Moore to hit in that situation, because I probably would have had Canzone bat in that situation against
another righty.
Situation. Yeah, I would have had Canzone hit against Leiter, and then I would have pinch hit with Josh Rojas in that situation instead of Canzone. I think that was just a little bit of a misstep, and no, I don't blame Dylan Moore in that situation though. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, if you're gonna be the guy that plays the matchups, then play the matchups.
It looks like Tyson Miller is going to be in the game. Yeah. They are going to take out Emerson Hancock, who you couldn't ask anything more out of him. He pitched fantastic today.
Yeah, he did. It's unfortunate when you have runners on second and third with one out, and you can't even tie the score. That's, to me, that's a little disheartening.
It really is. And now we got Tyson Miller, who pitched very well in his debut. 2 strikeouts in his 2 innings.
That's a 40.
Now here's the pitch, and that's a strike. Yeah, I got to read it because it's just so good. Don't let your home look like a destitute as the offense of the Mariners.
At least Modern Solutions won't strike out with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and here's the pitch, and that is a ball. Tyson Miller, they're calling him the Paul Sewald 2.0, so we'll see if that is the case. We would love to see that because we miss Paul Sewald deeply.
Yeah, we'll see. I know that Mariner fans like to call the Mariner pitching factory, but Sewald was one of one.
He was a really good one. Although he gave up home runs, he still made it up with saves. And he was very efficient with them. And plus, he kind of helped me slow the bleed out of the Kendall Graveman trade because Paul Sewald took over for him.
I'll tell you what, man. Sewald in late 2001 and in
21,
and in 2022, he was easily the best reliever we had.
He really was. And we're looking at the 1-2, and this is Dansby Swanson.
And had Scott Service not brought in Robbie Ray in that playoff game in Game 1,
I think Sewald should have been. It's still appalling that Sewald was not allowed to finish that, and it was like one hit, and then Service has that knee-jerk reaction, like, "Oh no, we need Robbie Ray. He'll save us."
Yeah, oops. Yeah, and that's a classic example of your manager losing you a ball game.
And that is strike 3, and no one really talks about that. No one really did.
No, because there's a good portion of Mariner fans who think that that Scott Service is actually a good manager.
We all agreed, Lou Piniella, Eric Wedge, and Mike Hargrove would have loved to have this team, because Hargrove and Wedge had nothing to work with.
Grover with this team would be this team would be easily be a playoff team. Yeah, same with Eric Wedge.
And now we're looking at the 0-1 pitch, and that is outside for a ball, and now that is going to be a 1-1 count.
Yeah. Service is mid at best.
Very mid. And now we're looking at the 1-1, and here is the pitch, and that is fouled, and that is going to be strike 2 for Michael Bush. Getting close to 200 views in this show. I appreciate everyone that has shown up.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, man.
And now we're looking at the 1-2. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to right field. If that is fair, forget about that one. It is a 3-1 game, and that was just absolutely just crushed the moment we saw that.
Yep, it was a slider that stayed up just a little, and in that situation when you're throwing a slider to a lefty, that has to be down, like damn near down in the dirt, because against the lefty they can get the bat head out quick, and out in front, and that's exactly just what happened right there. And that was. I don't know if that was the right pitch in that situation, but that being said, that ball has to be down even further.
Oh, and that's going to be an 0-1, and I would like to say that's a young man's mistake.
And it's unfortunate because the Mariners have had two opportunities in this game to drive in runs.
They really did, and it's almost like you can't even blame anything on Tyson Miller or Emerson
Well, you
Hancock.
can. Well, you can, because he left the slider up just enough. But yeah, I mean, this game should be, the Mariners should be leading at this point. It should be like 4-3 at this point, but
4-3, 5-3, or anything good.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. I'm just looking at Zavori's comment. Yeah.
Gotta take a look at Tyson Miller's numbers. He's been hanging around the league, but mostly in the minors.
I like Tyson's stuff.
And that's he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's got the velocity on his fastball, and it does look like he has the spin on the slider, but with a guy that doesn't have a lot of major league experience, it's all about like a good restaurant, man. It's location, location, location.
And we're looking at 0-2 for Tyson Miller. Here's the pitch, and that is way outside for a ball. His fastball tops out to 91, has a slider, a curveball, sinker, and changeup. So he does have various stuff. In 2023, it said that he used mostly his fastball. So he really does have to work on his stuff. He still seems a raw talent. And now we're looking at the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He went around strike 3. That was a good one that he pitched.
Yeah, and that fits the Mariner profile of fastball slider. And right there, that slider was exactly where you want it, and he induces the swing and miss.
He really did. Another guy well known for his fastballs and slider. It is Matt Brash. I'm also looking up his baseball savant. He is known to have a slider, fastball, curveball, cutter, and sinker. And now here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. He mostly used his slider. Imagine if he had a splitter.
Yeah, to the lefties. For sure.
If he had a splitter, he'd be the best. I think he'd be the best relief pitcher in baseball. He'd be at least contending for it. And now we're looking at the 0-1. And now here is the pitch. And that is foul. That's going to be strike 2.
Yep, 0-2. Good count.
Yeah, Emancipation is right. Julio really needs to step up. Yeah, granted, he doesn't do well in April, but for a guy that's in his 3rd year, he really should have it figured out by now.
Yeah, that was the idea. Was that this year he was going to break the early season curse? But it's plain to see that he's a second half player,
and he really was talking a big game throughout spring training.
Yeah, he was. He
sounded way too high in happiness when he was talking. Here's the 0-2, and that is a ball.
I think it comes down with maturity, because I think he's only 21, 22 years old, so he's still a really young kid who puts a lot of pressure on himself. And as he gets older and he
matures,
he matures a little bit, and he realizes exactly what exactly it takes to be not just a ball player but a superstar. I have a feeling that he's going to end up being a rounded, complete player.
Let's hope so. I mean, because he's already shown it. And here's Mike Tauchman. We're looking at a 2-2. Tyson Miller is set, and now here's the 2-2 pitch, and now here's a line drive foul. I would imagine.
I was going to say I think the Mariners put him in that position a little too early. They gave him the contract after a month and a half into his career, and really kind of force fed that onto him, being a quote unquote a superstar. Maybe he just wasn't ready for that type of responsibility.
I mean, I'm the one that says I was okay just getting it over with, because you can never trust the Mariners to lock up anyone these days anyway.
Yeah, but that being said, though, I mean, that contract extension was far too early Like, that's the thing. It's like he amenification brought up Bobby Witt. Yeah, he wasn't given the contract right away either. You know what I mean? At least
Bobby
wait till
Witt, I
after.
think he's Kansas City, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is what you want to do is you want to see a guy in his rookie season, then you want to see him again after that second season. And if Julio did it twice, then you go ahead and pay him. But like, it was literally like a month and a half into the season, all of a sudden this kid's got $400 million.
All of a sudden. Oh yeah, Bobby Witt. Oh yeah, in the same class as Julio. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And he is, yeah. Look at Kansas City. Kansas City is also off to a pretty decent start. They've got a young, exciting team. I remember watching them in the series against the Mariners last year, and they were talented.
Yeah, Kansas City had a very good offseason. They brought in some free agents and to really round out that roster. I thought it was going to be Kansas City or Detroit battling for the Central this year.
Detroit also a very talented young team.
Yeah, Detroit's okay. And so far, Kansas City's gotten out to a nice little start.
It really has. And meanwhile, the Mariners are just limping along.
Kansas City rebuilt faster than us. Well, I don't know about that, but I'll take Seattle's core over Kansas City's core. The difference is Kansas City's not afraid to round out the roster with free agency. That's it. That's saying something, don't you think? Kansas City is not afraid to round out the roster with free agency.
And they're in a smaller market.
That's exactly.
But a market with stadium problems, like stadium political issues. And they're still figuring it out.
And it's Kansas City. You know what I mean? It's not, Kansas City is not a heavyweight.
Yeah, like there's not much to do in Kansas either itself.
Kansas City's got good barbecue at least.
And the football team.
Yeah, nobody cares about the Chiefs.
You don't think so?
Outside of Kansas City?
Nobody.
There you go.
Oh, there's that in Taylor. Taylor Swift cares. I know that whole storyline was all cringe. That's why I wanted the Chiefs to lose.
I don't think she even cares about Kansas City. She just has to go there because her boyfriend plays on the team.
Honestly, hot take. I don't think she even cares about Travis Kelce either.
No, it's going to be a quick second until she breaks up with him and writes a song about him.
Yeah, and playing the victim, like, oh yeah, he was such a butthole. It's gonna be an annoying. I was that one kid in high school when the whole interruption thing happened. I actually sided with the man who did that. He's like, I thought Beyonce was better. I was that one kid in high school going, I was on his side. Everyone's like, Team Swift.
I gotta say, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kanye West interruption.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, now I know. Now
I defended him only because I didn't really. Well, that's because he was like in his prime.
Case, man.
He is.
Even then, Kanye was a mental case.
And now we've got Cal Raleigh up to bat. But at least he had a couple good songs to his name.
So let me get this straight. So you elected not to start Cal Raleigh versus Imanaga, and now you're bringing him off the bench as a pinch hitter.
I mean, Savala's like garbage.
Yeah, well, I get it, but Zebi Savala shouldn't even be. Oh, God. Sebi shouldn't have even started today.
No.
And
now we're looking at the 0-1 count, and here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and you can see that Cal Raleigh was trying to be the hero on that. And Mark Leiter Jr. still on.
Yeah, for sure.
We're looking at the 0-2. And I would think that Tyson Miller's probably gone after this inning as well. Here is the 0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And also, we forgot to do the 7th inning stretch. I think we were just so focused and like down about this game. Oh, and Cal Raleigh strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for a catcher today.
3 straight pitches, and that was Cal. Yeah, that's the thing with Cal, man. He's either feast or famine.
Really is.
And The thing about Cal is I would just love nothing more for him. Maybe he might be he would benefit going to Driveline. Maybe it could actually turn him into a complete hitter.
Send everyone to Driveline. And if that's the case, Driveline will have a really busy off season.
Yeah, the Mariners probably should just their lineup should just go to Driveline.
And they're in Kent.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go there someday just to see what it's like. And now we're looking at a 1-1 to JP Crawford.
Let's go, JP.
JP, make something happen, please. And here is the pitch. Now, here's a ground ball right to Mark Leiter Jr., the throw to first, and it's in time. And now we got Julio Rodriguez up to bat with 2 outs.
Yeah, he really knocked the crap out of that one.
Yeah, he did.
By the way, credit Leiter for stepping in front of that rocket. He's got a family to think about.
Now we're going on Major League. Oh, and there goes Craig Counsell. He's saying, yep, I have seen enough. Good job, kid. But we're going to bring someone in to get the Julio out. I mean, he could have gotten Julio out anyway. Because Julio's not having a good month.
So you're confident that Julio's going to end the inning. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he's not going to do anything.
Nothing? You don't think this is where Julio gets his token single?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
I happen to agree with you.
And the thing is, like, Julio, during the rebuilding years of 2019 and beyond, he wasn't even my favorite player. It was actually Jared Kelenic who was my favorite prospect out of all of them.
Prospect, yeah. What's funny is, during those years, all we actually heard was about Kelenic. It was Kelenic, and Julio kind of flew under the radar a little bit. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people were talking about him, but as far as profile goes, it was always Kelenic. I actually was a lot more focused on the pitching side. Like I was paying a lot of attention to Cal Raleigh in the minors, and then of course same with Kirby and Gilbert. So me personally, I'm just more on the pitching side of things because the Mariners really don't produce a lot of sluggers. So
they don't.
I thought Julio was going to be much of the same of what we've tried to produce, and turns out I was wrong. So
no, I actually thought Julio was. I thought he had the opportunity to really do something, and I just got distracted by those 4 helicopters that flew over T-Mobile Park during the national anthem.
I that's the thing. It's all about the maturation process with Julio, and the thing that absolutely drives me batshit crazy is the fact that he's always swinging for the fences.
He really is, and at least he didn't do it on this time.
If he would just go up there with the right approach, he would actually end up hitting for more home runs.
Yeah, he doesn't have to try. Like sometimes you just can't force it. Here's the 1-0, and that is inside for a ball because nothing ever works when you force it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if he just went up there just looking to put a nice easy swing on the ball, he would actually be so much more of a dangerous hitter.
2-0 pitch, and that was his pitch right there for a strike. Like when I play softball, I actually try to walk more than getting a hit. Unless, of course, runners in scoring position. And now we're looking at 2-1, and that is another strike.
Yeah, back in the day when I was playing, it was all about just trying to get on base. I didn't care about hitting doubles or dingers. It was all about making contact and getting on base. And when you put the ball in play, it is what it is, right? So.
And sometimes, like, if you have a 3-0 count, you want to take the pitch because if it's ball 4, the girl gets the free base after that.
Pitch. I actually swing a lot on 3-0 because
2 pitch. And that's a ball, 3-2. So at least Julio's working the count on this. But it's kind of too little too late because he got 2 outs.
Chances are you're going to get a fastball 3-0. So.
And now we're looking at a 3-2 count for Julio. And here is the pitch. And he swings and a miss. And it's exactly the way I expected it. Strike 3. He fell for it. It was a bad pitch to swing.
Yeah.
He couldn't resist.
And it's the sweeper. It's the sweeper low and away. And that's, if you remember 2022, 2023, that was Julio's Achilles heel. This year, at least, he's learned to lay off it a little bit, but
It's not saying much.
Yeah. But that was, that's and that's the problem that I have with the Mariners hitting philosophy, right? And it's, it's identifying pitches, getting yourself into good counts, but being able to identify pitches that you have trouble with, and not being so aggressive while swinging at those pitches, right? So, and this is not just a Julio issue. It seems that Cal has gotten a little bit better at not chasing those pitches. I even think JP's got a lot better at not chasing those pitches, but Julio, man, it's the same thing.
It just doesn't stop. Like, I'm going to take a look at his stats from last year, and they were tough to look at. Like, even though it was really August that bailed him out from last year, but last season he struck out 175 times.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened.
He started coming around like in July. If you remember, the month of July was a good one for the Mariners last year, and it really really springboarded them into August. And of course, Julio got unbelievably crazy. I didn't think he was an all-star last year. I didn't think he earned any of that all-star game last year. And I know that because it was in Seattle, they needed Julio there, so that's why he got him into the Derby. But there was nothing about Julio's first half that warranted an all-star game appearance.
That was probably that was nearly going to be the most embarrassing all-star game in the history of the Mariners. You do it in Seattle, and
George Kirby earned his spot.
He should have gotten the representative.
Yeah.
Over Castillo. Oh, and we got a new pitcher, and this is Austin Voth. In 5.2 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. To say he is subpar at best, I think he's going to be one of them that gets the knife after Brash and Santos are back.
Yeah, but you have to think about it. The Mariners are down by 2, so this is an opportunity for a guy like Voth to get some work.
Yeah, get some work before it's too late. Now here's the 0-1. And now here's a fly ball drilled to left field, and that is gone. That is now going to be 4-1, and Chicago is just running away with it.
I was going to say that this is garbage time, right? And this is how you know that they're punting, is they have Austin Voth in the game. They're only down by 2 runs. They're by no means out of this ball game. They bring in Austin Voth, and Miguel Amaya, the number 9 hitter, the catcher, goes yard off of Voth. And so again, you have to question Scott Service in the situation, because you're only down by 2. So why don't you have some of your better high leverage relievers in the ballgame at this point?
And now we are looking at Ian Happ. Here's the pitch, and that is popped up. Going to third base, Dylan Moore. He is there. He makes the catch, and it's very concerning because when Scott Service does that whole punting thing, it really shows like a lack of confidence in the team in a very odd way.
Yeah. It makes absolutely no sense. Down by 2 this late in the ball game, and you're bringing in garbage time relievers.
No, like if there was like 6-1, then fine, whatever.
Right. That's exactly right. You still have an opportunity to come back and win this ball game.
No, exactly. And now we're looking at the 0-1, and now here is the pitch, and that is a ball.
Yeah, and now you're in a situation with Suzuki up, who's already gone deep, who's already shown that he can hit the fastball.
And now we're looking at the 1-1, and that is just outside for a ball, and we're looking at a 2-1 count. 6 pitches in for Voth, and he's already given up a home run. And now it's frustrating.
I was going to say, now what happens if he walks Suzuki here?
Luckily, he hasn't yet, but it's 2-2. But if he does, it will. Then you have Bellinger up, and he could also cause damage. Suzuki 1 for 3, and it's not like Chicago has been playing good on the offensive side either. It's just the Mariners' offense has been out doing them in a bad way.
Missed opportunities, and this is the frustrating part, because the Mariners have talent. That's not in question. It's just the ability to execute in clutch situations. It's just not there.
As Austin Voth just struck out Suzuki, and now we got 2 down. But you just don't like to see that. Where now I'm wondering for the title for this post-game show is probably going to be, I wonder what I want to say. Like Mariners manager Scott Service gave up on a game he actually had.
Yeah, I just,
here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball, and that will go right to Haniger. And that's going to make the catch and retire the side. But the Mariners are now down 3. I'm not saying it's over, but it's not looking good.
But, in this situation right here in the bottom of the 8th, what they really need is to cut this lead in half, get another run, put yourself in a position to be able to execute in the 9th. If not, I mean, it would be nice to get a couple runs here, and give yourself a little bit of momentum. I'm not asking for the moon here.
No, just don't even have to hit home runs, because that's what Julio was trying to do.
Yeah, right. No, just good quality at bats. The exact opposite of what Cal Raleigh did last inning, or Julio Rodriguez, or or JP Crawford. So
it's just the worst part of this entire thing. It's our core hitters that are struggling, and it's the role players are actually the ones pulling their weight. And yet they're showing more commercials. I really missed those jerseys from last year. They were really good. The jerseys this year have pretty much failed. I just hope Mariner fans didn't go out of their way to go broke for those kind of jerseys.
I'll say this. As far as strikeouts go tonight, the Mariners really haven't K'd a lot. I mean, they've as a team, they've only had 6 strikeouts. They generated 2 walks. So from that standpoint, you like to see that, which lets you know that most of their outs have come via contact, which is generally what you like to see. But right, and then when you look at their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Haniger, Polanco, Garver all have base hits tonight. But Julio 0 for 4, Ty France 0 for 3. That's that's been problematic.
It is very problematic. And now here's the 0-1, and that is fouled, and we got strike 2.
Yeah, and he's in an 0-2 hole. And by the way, the first pitch of this at bat, literally right down the middle of the plate.
And the thing is, you really wanted to win this. The way that the game was happening, this was another game to win, because tomorrow you just can't rely on Luis Castillo La Piedra to actually win the game. Here's the pitch. Yeah.
And this was the game that you wanted to steal.
They did, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cutting Scott Boras. Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I saw that. And, that's good for Jordan Montgomery, because the way that this offseason played out, everybody was expecting that Montgomery was going to get that contract, and it just did not happen for him.
Blake Snell didn't happen for him. Bellinger didn't happen for him, because managements were smart this time.
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I think teams are recognizing that, certain players that are past the age of 30 in certain situations aren't going to get the contracts that they expected to get. And I think a lot of that has to do with, Scott Boras saying one thing and a lot of teams not wanting to do business with them.
No. Now here's a 3-2 pitch. And man, that umpire takes forever just to say strike 3. And now we got 1 down, because Ty France thought that was a walk. And like you said, Ty France, that was actually his pitch to hit because it was right on the outside corner.
And that right there is a little running two seamer that hit the corner. But again, two strike situation. You like when in doubt, swing. If you go down swinging, okay, that's one thing. But the last thing you can do is get caught
just
looking.
stand there and just meditating.
Yeah. That's exactly
and now we've got an 0-1 count for Mitch Haniger. Can he contribute again? Try to get the rally going. Here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. He's going to have to run his butt off to throw to first in time. And now we got 2 outs. And it really does seem that, like you said, and you predicted, it seemed that the Mariners really did punt this game away when they really had a chance the entire time.
Yeah, for sure. And, Mitch Haniger right there, not taking, taking the first pitch, which actually was the hittable pitch. And then, swinging at a pitch that's a little bit low and then rolling over on it and grounded out. It's unfortunate.
And we got a pitching change going on. Craig Counsell is pulling another pitcher. Didn't feel like he really had to. Oh, Hector Neris.
Yeah.
Of the Chicago Cubs. Remember from last year, Hector said some words to Julio Rodriguez on that taunting, which the Seattle Times media did a good job trying to basically, the way I saw that article, I think they were just trying to distract us from the fact the Mariners were pretty much just sucking balls. So they just wanted a distraction story.
What wasn't that the potential racial slurs?
No, it was homophobic. It was homophobic.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
and then Suarez tried to blow it up too, and then you saw. But the thing was, the way I saw it, it was deliberate. Like it was all part of a plan, because I saw when Hector Neris, when he walked into the dugout, he got a pat on the back, and his teammate was like, "Hey, good job." And next thing you know, Houston just crushed them in the next inning.
Yeah.
It was just
I do remember that, and I thought it was a little overblown. But then again, it is Seattle, and you understand how something like that doesn't fly in that town.
Yeah, and the way that article was released, it was like the most perfect timing, because right before that article, everyone's like, Mariners suck, they're gonna miss the playoffs. And then when that article came out, that was another whole 24 hours worth of distracting.
Yeah, for sure. Distraction from the inevitable.
So they just wanted something else and then to talk about, but Houston's like, we don't care. We're better than you, Seattle.
For all the for everything that happened last year, really the crux of it was September. Let's call it like it was. They collapsed in September. It was a very, very thorough choke job last September.
It really was. And the sad thing was, even if the Mariners lost that series 1-3 against Texas, they still would have made the playoffs, even if they lost that series. But they got swept. And now Neris throws it. We got 2-0 count.
The reality was, right when September, they had that little 9-game stretch that went from New York to Cincinnati to Tampa, or it was like a 10-game swing. And they ended up losing that series against the Mets. That series is what really prepared the choke job. And had they actually taken 2 of those series, it probably would have played a little different. And they should have. Really, they should have. The Mets were terrible last year. And the Reds, were
they were falling apart.
Yeah, they were
now,
a
here's
fringe
3-0
playoff team. Yeah,
you got, and now it's a 3-1. Polanco also not off to a good start.
Yeah,
looking at 3-1.
3-0. He gets a fastball. It looked maybe like it was a little high. He got the call there,
and that is ball 4. And right now, I am just 2 down to even do that. He gets on base, because Mariners are stinking up the big one right now.
Well, a nice little 2-out walk by Polanco. He gets on, and I'll say this, man. I like Hector Neris. He's got good stuff, but he's also susceptible.
Here is the pitch, and that is a ball. I'd like to see a Hector Neris and Julio Rodriguez again. I want to see that again. I just want to see what it's like, because from what I heard, they don't talk anymore.
I can understand
They're like
why.
good friends or something. And now here is the 1-0 pitch. And that is in there for a strike. The catcher didn't even have to frame that, but I guess he made sure for insurance.
Again,
Mitch
a little
Garver,
high.
not off to a good start this season. You would hope that this turns around sometime now, or at least going into May. And now here's the 1-1, and that is low for a ball. 2-1 to count. And considering how terrible this offense is, it's an absolute miracle that the Mariners are 6-8. It's actually impressive that they're 6-8 with this kind of offense, because it really shows the pitching has carried this team, including the bullpen, at least until today. Here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and you know where this is going to go. And that's going to retire the side, and we are going to the top of the 9th inning. This game has been going on light speed. And it's 4-1.
And that's the thing. It's like, even in wins, I think yesterday, I guess from start to finish may have been their most complete game, being able to score early and then using that, propelling it to a win. But outside of that, the win in Toronto where they get 5 runs in the 10th inning,
especially with a man, when you start with a man on second. So
exactly. And for the most part, they were only able to muster 1 run through 9. You look at their wins, and all of them have the exact same component to it. Albeit the 1-0 win where JP hit the solo shot and it stood. Outside of that, even in their wins, they've had a long period of the game where they absolutely did not a damn thing. So
they made it at the skin of their teeth. And now they're showing some prom commercial. What are they? I'm really curious what this is leading up to. Okay. What? Oh, man. My memories of prom were very forgettable. That's all I can say. Good times. And now we are back from the break. It is now top of the 9th inning, 4-1. If you really think about it, like, for anyone that thinks that this is a lopsided game, it really hasn't been. And they're still keeping Austin Voth in there. And now here's the pitch. And that is a pop-up, and that's fouled. And it's garbage time when you're still letting Austin Voth in.
Oh, 100%.
Christopher Morrill is 0 for 3 right now. He has been the defensive stopper of this game. Now here's the 0-1, and that is going to be outside for a ball, 1-1. Feel bad for Hancock on this one. No run support to be shown. And now we're looking at the 1-1. And now here's the pitch. And that is fouled back, and that is going to be strike 2. And it was confirmed that Jay Trident Podcast did do a members-only stream
tonight.
He did, and here's the 1-2. And now here is a comebacker, right to Voth. Throw to first, and it's in time. And we're looking at 1 down. We are projected to do a game possibly on Tuesday, but not sure at the moment. And it looks like Spencer Strider is going out for the season with a UCL surgery.
Yep.
A very trending thing for pitchers these days.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because of the way that pitchers are used today. We're seeing a lot more arm injuries, and it's too bad.
And it seems that the best team in baseball that's been able to, I guess, manage that is the Mariners, because majority of the starters have actually been healthy. And I remember, and I'm someone that complains about the whole pitch count management. And here's the 0-1, and that is a ball.
last year, I think it was 2021. We lost Paxton as he came back for the year, and then last year we lose Robbie Ray to the Tommy John. But outside of that, man, those two were outliers, and for the most part, our starting rotation has been able to stay relatively healthy.
Yeah, and I guess that pitching management works, but then there are those few times where we're like, Scott, you don't have to pull him out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's vastly different to the way baseball used to play, where guys would routinely throw 200, 230 innings, and they would throw 100 to 120 pitches. And but that being said, we didn't necessarily have the UCL injuries back in the day as we do now. So obviously, there's a developmental issue.
The worst injury I ever saw, this was in 1999, where Joe Saunders, he threw out his arm and he was like screaming in pain, and it was a wild pitch against the Texas Rangers.
I remember that. The worst one was when Tom Browning of the Cincinnati Reds injured his arm throwing a pitch, and it literally looked like his arm literally came off his body. That thing was ugly. YouTube that one. YouTube Tom Browning injury, and watch that. And you thought Joe Saunders was bad.
And now here is Michael Busch, and now here is the pitch, and that is up high for a ball.
Busch.
Michael Busch has been 4 for 7. I think he was the one. Yeah, he did hit that home run, so he's been contributing very well for the Cubs. And what was that pitcher's name?
Beg your pardon?
Well, here's the pitch, and now here's a line drive right to JP. Easy 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's Adalbert Aldaze is warming up in the Chicago bullpen, so it looks like he's going to grab the 9th.
Oh, but who was the pitcher that threw out his arm?
Oh, Tom Browning.
Todd Browning?
Tom, Tom.
Tom Browning injury. I'm looking it up as we are on commercial break. Let's take a look and see.
Yeah,
in 94.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Oh wow. Hey, eesh.
Yeah.
If you're anyone who's squeamish, do not look.
Yeah, that I'm telling you, man, that was Joe Theismann level injury. That actually ended his career.
The most scary one I've heard, I don't know if it's the most scary, but Alex Smith was up there because he nearly died at one point.
Yeah, no, and I remember reading reports about that Alex Smith injury, and there was a good chance that he was going to lose his leg, and he was able to not just recover but get back on the field, which is a big testament to his fucking
resiliency.
Yeah, because if something like that happened to me, oh man, like I wouldn't even know how to operate, to get back to just being able to walk.
Yeah, and not only did he come back, he actually led the Washington football team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's sad he didn't get to play because of injuries.
Yep.
And now we're looking at Luis Castillo tomorrow. Oh, Javier Assad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Assad.
This
Assad's
really was the game to win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about tomorrow's game. I'll worry about tomorrow. It's a good pitching matchup. Javier Assad gotten off to a very good start, just like Imanaga. And then, of course, Luis Castillo. And, I want to see the only thing I want to see from Luis Castillo is his ability to locate, because the stuff is there. The velocity is there. Everything is there. And it usually he gets into trouble as the lineup turns over for the second time. So it literally is just that consistency.
Yeah. And now we've got an 0 for 3 for Dylan Moore. I think I would have put Luke Raley in this situation just to at least put him some work.
Dylan Moore is now playing third base, so this would probably be a Josh Rojas situation.
It would have been a Josh Rojas job.
Yeah, which I thought he should have. They should have hit Dom Canzone for him a couple innings ago, and then pinch hit Josh Rojas for Luis Urias.
And we got a ground ball to Swanson, and that is out.
Yeah, not. Again, weak hit, weak contact to third base, rolled over a little bit on it, and two more outs.
And only 3 pitches, and we've got Dom Canzone. If he just hits a home run, that makes me happy, because that's what the situation we're in right now.
I would like
4-1.
I would like it to go single, 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 double, single, game over.
And that is a foul ball. Had some solid contact on that one. He's batting .226 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. And I actually do think he really should have started this game. And we're looking at the 0-1.
Yeah. Dom Canzone or Luke Raley would have been nice.
0-1 and a swing and a miss. And that's the thing about Canzone. He's also a feast or famine. Either when he hits that home run, it's beautiful. But then when he swings and misses, it's awful. It's like, why are you even playing baseball kind of feeling? And now we're looking at an 0-2. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball. He definitely got under that one. Not even a fly ball, more like a pop-up. And now we got 2 down. The Mariners are down to their final out. And now it's Suzuki who made the catch.
Yep, a little fly ball to right field, a little can of corn, pop-up, waved off by the second baseman.
And you know this game is over when you've got, I'm now below 10 concurrent viewers. Even they're like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, they're done.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean the game you could literally mark the game over when the Mariners failed to tie the game there when they had runners at second and third with 1 out and couldn't drive it, couldn't at least tie the game.
And now we're looking at an 0-1. And now here's the pitch, and that is going to be low for a ball. 1-1. Mr. Sticky, I love your enthusiasm. It ain't over till it's over until the fat lady sings, or at least that final out is recorded. Even though no matter how we feel, here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2, and we're looking at the final possible strike for Cal Raleigh. Yeah, Mariners had their opportunities, but they were well wasted by pretty much everything.
Yeah, their failure to execute with runners in scoring position really is the story of this game.
Really is. 1-2. And here is going to be the 1-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that will get right through for a base hit. And the Mariners are still breathing just a little bit.
There it is, Cal Raleigh.
And we got the top of the lineup. So it's not completely over, but still not looking good, especially with 2 outs.
Cal Raleigh gets a little fastball that he just, hits it right up the middle there for a nice little base hit. And now it's JP Crawford, right? So again,
JP Crawford, any big hit, you can still be in this game. Here's the pitch. And that was his meatball right there. And that is a strike. Yeah. He is 1 for 4 with a single. So it's at least encouraging. He got a hit, but he's still got to step up. And now we're looking at the 0-1. He's batting 158 this season.
Yeah.
And now here's the pitch. And that is foul ball. And now you're already down to your final strike.
Yep, in an 0-2 hole where you need to be aggressive. You get a fastball right down the pitch at the start of the at bat. And now it's pretty dire.
It is dire. Barely any breathing life left. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And that is low for a ball, and it's still breathing. 2 outs, unfortunately, all wasted by Canzone and the guy after him. It was... Well, first it was Dylan Moore, and then Canzone.
More than Canzone, yeah.
And now we're looking at the 1-2 count. And now here is the pitch. And it's low again for ball 2.
And now you're back
breathing life.
Yeah, now you're in the 2-2 count, and so you're back to 0, which means you're probably in line to see a fastball. Nope, in the dirt. Nope, sorry, that was 2-2. Sorry about that.
And now we're looking at 2-2 count. 1 strike away. Now here's the pitch. And that is ball 3, 3-2. And you thought that the umpire may have called that and say, I want to go home. And nope, but still breathing. Julio on deck. He will hit if Crawford prolongs the inning. And now here's 3-2. And now here's a ground ball just foul. That could have actually caused some kind of excitement.
And of course with 2 strikes, you have to swing. And you got a little fastball right down there, and you'll probably get it again, but it's not going to be anywhere near the heart of the plate.
No, he's going to try to get him fooled or get in that nasty corner where the umpire will call this strike no matter what. Here's the 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to end the ball game. The Mariners fall on the second game of this 3-game series. They had their opportunities, but they could not capitalize. And now it is 1-1 apiece in the series.
Yep.
And I can tell that you're about to sleep, but we've got a post-game show to do. We'll do it less than 10 minutes like we did yesterday after a word from our sponsor. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Well, it's unfortunate that the Mariners dropped this one, and the worst part of it is that Emerson Hancock, for the talk and criticism that he's been getting, he pitched extremely well today. Like, it was better than what we would have expected, that he went 6 strong innings, 4 strikeouts, no walks in 74 pitches, but unfortunately he just happened to give up a sac fly RBI and a home run that just got away from him. And the offense, they have let us down again. Take us to it.
Yeah, listen, if you want to take positives away from this, it is Emerson Hancock. He desperately needed a good outing. It almost felt like for him it was either go big or go home, or he's going to get sent down to Tacoma. And he came out. He made a few mistakes. The sac fly and the home run to Suzuki, but outside of that, I thought his command of his pitches were actually very well above average, and I walked away impressed with his ability to rebound. But outside of that, this game was all about the Mariners' inability to execute with runners in scoring positions, and they had a few innings where they had runners in scoring positions, with less than 2 outs, and could not at all, figure out a way to drive in runs outside of the Luis Urias double, which was taken away because Zebby Zavala couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. It was disappointing because they're at one point, the Mariners probably should have had 4 runs tonight. And it was unfortunate. And then of course, Austin both serves one up out of the bullpen. So disappointing. At the end of the day, this was a game they easily could have had. And it's a disappointing way to lose.
And it's not like that. And the sad thing is, like, Emerson Hancock, just the way that lineup was constructed, it seemed that, like we talked about it early in this game, that it seemed that Scott Service was punting it away. And it's not like and that's not the game it would have been doing to do it, because when you're hitting against, trying to get his name again, Imanaga, especially for someone that pitches nothing but fastballs, that was the game where you probably should have went beyond the whole matchup thing and go with your best possible players. Like, where's Luke Raley? Why isn't he playing? Canzone should have played, because he'll hit those fastballs, because he has 3 home runs leading the team. And at least Cal Raleigh probably should have played that one, and then maybe play Zavala tomorrow, because Zavala really blew his chances too. So considering that Hancock was given pretty much nothing to work with, he pitched very well. But the offense, a game like this, if you put in those best kind of players, you could have at least gotten more than 1 run.
Anytime that Zebby Zavala is in the lineup, you have punted not just the spot in the order, but potentially the game. And that's the thing. It's like with the way that the Mariners have started, and the fact that their offense is spotty at best, the last thing you can do is put a guy in the lineup that offers nothing, and especially consider that they pinched hit for him with Cal Raleigh. So it made no sense as far as I'm concerned to even play him tonight. So yeah, and I'm with you. In a left-handed situation, I would have even been fine if Josh Rojas took some at bats tonight. The idea that you're going to play this, or you're going to play these matchups, and sometimes that's what you have to do. But against a guy like Imanaga, you want to put your best foot forward, and if you lose, you lose, but you lose with your best lineup.
Yeah, and tomorrow is not going to be any easier either, because for tomorrow, and I am taking a look at
it's Assad versus Castillo. A potential for a very good pitching matchup. So maybe runs are going to be at the premium, but
Castillo has been struggling. Like you said, velocity is there, but he's just got to do better with his ball location.
Yeah, it's his command right now, and it's what the craziest thing about Castillo is he'll start okay, and there's times where you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the Luis Castillo that we traded for. This is the guy who made that great start in Tacoma, not Tacoma, but in Toronto with the playoffs. And then all of a sudden something happens, something small happens, and then all of a sudden the game gets away from him for a little bit. And then of course he has the big inning where, he gives up 3 runs, and, all of a sudden you put your offense in a position where now you have to come back to even tie the game. And right now this team isn't built for that right now. So tomorrow Luis Castillo has to, give us the Luis Castillo start that we've been waiting for through his first 3 times through the rotation.
Yeah, and it'd be really nice to get a win out of this series, like get a winning series just to get the confidence going.
Yeah.
Because they are going to go up against Cincinnati, which is also not going to be a picnic either. And that is also before you go on the road against Colorado. So you definitely want to finish this series strong so you can go up against Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is if the Mariners drop tomorrow, now you're going into a Cincinnati series. That's not going to be easy. At least you have, in the Cincinnati series, you're going to have, Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller going. So you give yourself a very good opportunity to win. But that being said, it almost appears like the Mariners' best chance for a series win is going to come in Colorado. But the last thing you want to do is look ahead. You want to take care of business that's right in front of you, and that's tomorrow. But right now the Mariners are in desperate need of a series win.
They are absolutely in desperate need for series win. I couldn't agree more. And case of tomorrow's game is somehow the offense steps up and Luis Castillo doesn't give up runs and he does fix his pitching. But that is going to do it. We're going to conclude because you got to get some sleep because you are looking really tired.
Do I? It's Saturday night, man. I don't work tomorrow.
Well, either way, but
either
way,
right.
we said what we said.
I'm going to bed. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Yeah.
You are going to bed, but everyone, thank you for being here, and I will keep you guys updated if I can do the game tomorrow, which I would love to. So we will find out by tomorrow morning. But until then, everyone have a good night. Put the last of the likes, the subs, the money, donations, no pressure.
Get off your wallet. Get off your wallet.
Get off the wallet. But anyways, that's going to be it. Everyone have a good night and go Mariners.